evening and welcome down to Weather down in Muletown. As always, this is the captain speaking. As you see there, back under that tornado watch, so make our little joyful noise there in our soundboard that I don't have at the moment, so apologies there. But getting that watch information loaded into the broadcast software right now, so bear with me there. If you got the questions, comments, concerns, go ahead, drop those in the comments. Got a lot to talk about already. We've got both of these tornado watches to our south, those PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado watches that should be feeding us some storms. And then again, that tornado watch just issued for portions of Middle Tennessee is not, repeat, not of the PDS variety, although some of the individual storm probabilities are still kind of high. So keeping an eye on that as we go. Again, had to take a little nap there and go get some things prepped, like the generator and some other stuff, because this looks like this is going to be it, folks. Again, things like this don't happen just all of the time, and these storm systems definitely look serious. So this is likely getting into the portions of things that we've been talking about over the last couple of days, and where all that preparedness will hopefully all pay off for us soon. So again, getting that loaded into the broadcast software right now, so you should see that popping up on your screen in just a second. Right, there we go. Tornado watch information there up on the screen. So, and I've got that again here, right for you to go for my visual peeps. So there is that. So tornado watch in effect for portions of Middle Tennessee from now roughly until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Several tornadoes and a couple of intense tornadoes likely. So this is what I'm reading from the bulletin here, so not my words. Widespread damaging winds 60 to 75 miles an hour expected, along with several tornadoes as the environment becomes more increasingly favorable for severe thunderstorms. A couple of strong to intense tornadoes are also possible with any embedded supercells. All right, and then again, remember, tornado watch means that conditions are favorable, so keep an eye out for further updates. The main things that we will be watching out for, as we mentioned, is that tornado threat increasing as we go over the afternoon hours here for a little bit. Starting to see some of those signs there that threat should be increasing over the next couple of hours. Call it maybe 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., but still definitely be on guard from now until these storms are done. Any of these storms that we have that break out ahead of the line, such as these little guys right here. So things like this are things we'll be watching. These storms coming into Mount Pleasant right now so far are behaving themselves, but as you see, 20 minutes ago, they weren't even there at all. So moving extremely quickly, bubbling up literally out of thick air, pun intended there, and out ahead of the front. So we're watching these. We should see more of a linear storm mode take over here after not too long. This right now is the view. I'm going to turn the watch off a little bit because that's driving my eyeballs crazy. So some of these storms are tornado warned. This was a confirmed tornado here momentarily ago in northeastern Mississippi, and then again severe thunderstorm warnings all along the leading edge here of the line. The same lines that are roughly kind of moving northeast ever so slowly into our area, but they are leading off there again with those severe thunderstorm warnings. Winds in excess of 60-70 miles an hour. Large hail, looks like 1.25 inch hail on some of these reported, 3/4 inch hail, so nickel size, dime size, almost quarter. Right. So yeah, lots of warnings down there to our south, so we'll be keeping a very close eye on things as they transition into our neighborhood. So again, we expect that storm coverage to increase over the next couple hours as we get into the evening time. again, just what all the hubbub is about. So moderate area here that we were in, as you see, we're a little bit deeper in that now. And there have been some changes made to that categorical risk outlook to where we are still pretty close to the high, the 5 out of 5 risk, but we are pretty solidly there now in that 4 out of 5 risk. So that, folks, is what all the hubbub is about. So again, I'm going to turn these watch boxes off just for a moment to save my eyeballs a little bit, but things that we're watching for are like these storms here that just kind of bubble up out ahead of the line. So put this in motion for you here a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on, so I can shut up and type for a second. Yeah, Sean and mine actually did not go off on this last one either, and I was sitting here right on top of it, so not 100% sure what the deal is there with that. But I wanted to make sure I had that ready to go again for us. Oh, there we go. Here it comes.
The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 47.
Yep, here it comes.
Until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following counties in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Lincoln, Marshall, Maury, Wayne, and Williamson. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development.
Yep, and again, folks, that's all of this fun stuff.
And damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio, and television outlets. Yep, so that one's running just a little bit behind there, folks, it sounds like. So the radios did go off there on that one, as you heard. That was mine alerting from the desk, and again, I've got one of those Midland radios. Always recommend them. They are great stuff. So, and I've got the WR400. It's kind of like the not base model, kind of like that mid model there, and they are great. So can't complain there. But if that's why you're on the broadcast, you heard your radio go off, that's what's going on. So new tornado watch issued for our area. These PDS watches to our south are definitely got our attention right now. But again, our current watch that we have in place over the area is not that PDS, that same threat that we were looking at with the tornado watches to the south. Still very concerning, still some things that we're keeping an eye on for certain, but not currently the same level of things that we were expecting, although we did read you some of that strong language a moment ago from the Mesosko discussion and from the tornado watch outline itself. So still got a tornado threat to go. Some of those tornadoes could be intense or strong, so again, those are those EF23 plus that we don't want to see, so keeping an eye out good for those. But again, pretty substantial wind, tornado, hail threat on all of these things now that we are solidly in that 4 out of 5 area. And then again, the 5, pretty rare to see that 5 out of 5 to our south, but it's still down there, folks. So keeping a close eye on things, and we will be all throughout the rest of the afternoon, evening. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. So Jasmine asking a question: when do we need to take shelter? So what that just happened. So what a watch means, a watch literally means, a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch or hurricane watch or whatever, literally means watch out for that warned type of weather. So what we are doing now is we've got our safe spaces ready. We have all of our stuff stocked. We got our shoes on, ready to go, yada, 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 phone charged, bag packed, whatever. And we are ready to go now if we issue if the NWS issues us a warning. So if these storm cells here that we have approaching Columbia, Murray County area right now suddenly just went warned, we would be ready to go ahead and take shelter from that storm when a warning is issued. Remember, the watch means literally just watch out. The conditions are favorable. It might happen, usually for a large geographic area there, so like half of the state or something. And then those smaller warning polygons there actually mean that type of warned weather is happening. So severe thunderstorm, tornado, hurricane, whatever is actually happening right now. We see it happening on radar. So again, everybody always likes this one. So now that we've got our storms coming in, we've had our cilantro and our avocado and our other things ready to go for our tacos all day long. But now we're starting to get those warm shells into play now that we've got that warm heating going on throughout the daytime with the ingredients. So that is where we are at, folks. So we are not taking shelter at this moment because we are under the watch, but we are ready to take shelter if a warning is issued at any moment. So definitely great question there, Jasmine. David wants to know, he pointed out it's cooler than anticipated. Does that mean less severe weather? Probably not less. No, it seems like that things are volatile enough that we're not going to need the extreme differences for it to just really pop off. Yeah, so Ryan wanted to know which part will be reaching us on the radar. So it's going to be basically this whole string that you see coming up here from northern Mississippi. We can swap back over to our Columbus Air Force Base radar that's down here in Mississippi real quick and have a look at that. Let me turn some of these labels off. You can still see Columbia up here. I'll pop this in motion for you. But you can see all these storms sliding up to the south there and lots of lightning. Turn on the historical view of that. And you can see just how much lightning is going down with these storms instead of just the last couple of minutes like I've got it set to. So this is the last just couple of minutes worth of lightning here, and then all of that other historical lightning shows just kind of exactly what some of these storms are putting down as far as the lightning goes, and it is a lot. So zoom in here a little bit. For those like sportsmen, fishermen, everything familiar with the area, these storms are coming up right there on the Tishomingo area, coming up on the lake there, campgrounds, it seems, Iuka, and then over into the edge of Alabama there. So that's the storms that we're getting. So keep an eye on these as well. Some of these storms have been showing some pretty decent rotation as they come up. Some of them have already been confirmed tornadoes down here closer towards Aberdeen and further south near Columbus near the radar site. So those are the ones that we are watching, but obviously we're still keeping our eyes pretty closely on the goings on here in Middle Tennessee too, and any of these just pop-ups like we're looking at here over Columbia right now. I got some up near Santa Fe, Theta, Western Columbia, Murray County, and then down into Mount Pleasant, Summertown as well too. You're seeing some of those pop-up showers. Again, no warnings on those or anything just yet. Still in the watch and see, emphasis on the watch on this part. So again, if you're just joining us, appreciate you. Welcome to the broadcast. We'll be in and out just because, again, there's only 2 of us working the page today, so I'm just not able to sit here and talk the whole time. I wouldn't know what to talk about either, so bear with us there. I'll usually try to throw in the NOAA audio when I'm not here and throw up something on the screen to that effect to let you know that your speakers are still working. I'm just typing or sitting at the desk here doing something generally pretty close, but I'm still right here if you have those questions, comments, concerns. Boppy is working the chat, and I will be here right at the weather desk pretty much all day long. So as long as need be, what we normally do whenever we have these severe weather watches in place, we usually stay on the air as long as needed, and we at least leave the radar coverage up normally with the NOAA audio up there on the screen. So right, so retweeting some stuff here from NWS legend Bobby Boyd. I actually want to bring y'all over here and show y'all that. So from Weather Twitter, storm this tornado warning northeast Mississippi looks rain wrapped. StormNet AI model has it going EF2 plus during the next hour. What this is, again, AI model here showing some of those tornado-rich ingredients and the nearest area, the next path for that storm. And as you see up here in the distance in the foreground, there is Murray County. So we'll be watching this system very closely as it does make its way here into Tennessee, because it does have that history of being tornado warned and producing a radar confirmed tornado. So would not surprise me if it's still there and rain wrapped, like Bobby said. Not surprising at all. So looked like the Storm Prediction Center just issued a mesoscale discussion on that cell as well. So let me bring y'all that. So here is that MD graphic. So tornado threat increasing over northern Mississippi. Intense tornadoes possible. And again, when we just look at kind of what direction that's shaped, that kind of tells us roughly what direction these things are moving. And that is roughly in the direction of our area. So full attention right now on these storms throughout our area and in northern Mississippi there as they continue to slide on through. So keeping a close eye on things. You did the same. If we need to, we'll break back into our continuing severe coverage of this severe weather outbreak we are experiencing over our region this evening. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Lutz, Lawrenceburg, West Point, Summertown, Iron City, and Hohenwald. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Middle Tennessee. What flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected? Where a portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Cheatham, Dixon, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, Perry, Stewart, and Williamson. When? Until 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Impacts: minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Additional details: at 11:32 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to thunderstorms. Minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected over the area. This additional rain will result in minor flooding. Some locations that will experience flooding include Clarksville, Dixon, Waverly, Centerville, Camden, Erin, White Bluff, Kingston Springs, New Johnsonville, McEwen, Burns, Tennessee Ridge, Hurricane Mills, Fairview, Charlotte, Lobelville, Van Leer, Cumberland City, Sladen, and Pinewood. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood turnaround. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Where? All of Middle Tennessee. When? Until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Strong thunderstorms will impact Lewis, Wayne, and Lawrence counties through 1:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 9 miles northwest of Waynesboro to near J.P. Coleman State Park. Movement was east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard: wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations impacted include Loretto, Eastridge, Gordonsburg, Henryville, Cypress Inn, Clifton, Collinwood, St. Joseph, Waynesboro, Lutz, Lawrenceburg, West Point, Summertown, Iron City, and Hohenwald. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Middle Tennessee. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is Station WF 84, located in Lawrence County. The broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. In Nashville at 1 p.m., a thunderstorm, the temperature was 63 degrees, dew point was 58, and the relative humidity was 83%. Winds were south at 16 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.58 inches and falling. Around Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, a thunderstorm, 60. Crossville, cloudy, 58. Dixon, fog, 59. Fayetteville, mostly sunny, 68. Gallatin, cloudy, 61. Lawrenceburg, partly sunny, 64. McMinnville, partly sunny, 64. Murfreesboro, partly sunny, 64. Portland, cloudy, 59. Pulaski, cloudy, 66. Rockwood, cloudy, 57. Shelbyville, mostly sunny, 64. Smyrna, light rain, 64. Sparta, temperature 61 degrees. Springfield, cloudy, 59. Tullahoma, temperature 64 degrees. Winchester, cloudy, 68. Elsewhere in Tennessee. Chattanooga, a thunderstorm, 70. Jackson, thunder, 59. Knoxville, cloudy, 63. Memphis, rain, 57. Oak Ridge, light rain, 59. Tri-Cities, cloudy, 68. Across the region. Louisville, rain, 63. Bowling Green, a thunderstorm, 61. Huntsville, cloudy, 74. Paducah, light rain, 62. Birmingham, partly sunny, 78. Atlanta, partly sunny, 76. Again, conditions at Nashville, a thunderstorm, 63 degrees. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca, Hohenwald, and surrounding areas. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Flood watch remains in effect through late tonight. This afternoon, showers. A chance of thunderstorms early, then thunderstorms likely. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall early. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Strong thunderstorms will impact western Davidson, northern Lewis, eastern Dixon, northwestern Maury, northwestern Williamson, Cheatham, and eastern Hickman counties through 2:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 7 miles northwest of White Bluff to 8 miles south of Burns to Hohenwald. Movement was northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hazard, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations impacted include Gordonsburg, Charlotte, Cummins, Bon Aqua, Hohenwald, Bells Bend, Prim Springs, Riles, Bellevue, Natchez Trace at Highway 96, Centerville, Pegram, Fairview, Kingston Springs, Beeman Park, Williamsport, Ashland City, White Bluff, Nunnally, and Burns. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 between mile markers 167 and 204. Interstate 24 between mile markers 28 and 30. Interstate 840 between mile markers 1 and 15. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Middle Tennessee. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca, Hohenwald, and surrounding areas. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Flood watch remains in effect through late tonight. This afternoon, showers. a chance of thunderstorms early, then thunderstorms likely. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall early. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Highs around 70. South winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers with thunderstorms likely in the evening, then a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall possible in the evening. Lows in the upper 40s. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, partly sunny in the morning, then becoming mostly cloudy. A 40% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 50s. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows in the lower 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Highs around 60. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows around 50. Wednesday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then partly sunny with a chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 60s. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. A chance of showers in the evening, then a slight chance of rain and snow showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 30s. Chance of precipitation 50%. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the mid-50s. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-30s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Tornado watch number 47 remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Tennessee, Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Lincoln, Marshall, Maury, Wayne, and Williamson. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Bedford, Kenham, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fentress, Giles, Grundy, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Maury, Montgomery, Overton, Perry, Pickett, Putnam, Robertson, Rutherford, Smith, Stewart, Sumner, Trousdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson, and Wilson. When? Through late tonight. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details. Expected rainfall amounts have increased over the last several hours. While most in Middle Tennessee will see 2 to 3 inches, several areas west of I-65 could see 4 to 5 inches, with some seeing upwards of 6 inches by midnight tonight. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. What? Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? Portions of Alabama, including the following areas: Colbert, Coleman, DeKalb, Franklin, Alabama, Jackson, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, Madison, Marshall, and Morgan, and southern Middle Tennessee, including the following areas: Franklin, Tennessee, Lincoln, and more. When? Through late tonight. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: much of the area has received 1 to 3 inches of rainfall overnight into this morning, and more heavy rainfall from strong to severe thunderstorms is anticipated today into tonight. Rain may be very heavy at times in thunderstorms, especially this afternoon and evening, and increase the risk for flash flooding. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecast and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued. What flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected? Where a portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Cheatham, Dixon, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, Perry, Stewart, and Williamson. When? Until 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Impacts: minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Additional details: at 11:32 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to thunderstorms. Minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected over the area. This additional rain will result in minor flooding. Some locations that will experience flooding include Clarksville, Dixon, Waverly, Centerville, Camden, Erin, White Bluff, Kingston Springs, New Johnsonville, McEwen, Burns, Tennessee Ridge, Hurricane Mills, Fairview, Charlotte, Lobelville, Van Leer, Cumberland City, Sladen, and Pinewood. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood turnaround. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Where? All of Middle Tennessee. When? Until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Strong thunderstorms will impact western Davidson, northern Lewis, eastern Dixon, northwestern Maury, northwestern Williamson, Cheatham, and eastern Hickman counties through 2:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 7 miles northwest of White Bluff to 8 miles south of Burns to Holmwald. Movement was northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hazard: wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations impacted include Gordonsburg, Charlotte, Humans, Bon Aqua, Holmwald, Bells Bend, Prim Springs, Riles, Bellevue, Natchez Trace at Highway 96, Centerville, Pegram, Fairview.
What's up, Murray County, Muletown, and whichever area you're listening to us from this evening. Welcome back to continuing coverage, weather down in Muletown. If you're just now joining us, we do have the tornado watch in effect right now until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This evening, again, all hazards possible with this one as well. Same story we've been talking about, seems like over the last couple of days or so, at least. So large tornadoes possible, again, not as likely, but still some pretty stiff probabilities from the SPC in our area and attached to our tornado watch area, but not currently, repeat, not under that particularly dangerous situation conditions that areas
to the south of us are under. So definitely looking like a rough day for sure across most of the Southland, the heart of the Southland for sure, areas to our south. So right now, currently just about half past the hour 13:38, 1:38 p.m. in the evening. Afternoon, whatever you want to call it at this point. I think we've been referring to it as the second half of the day for about at least a week now, so we are there. So this is the second half of that act, ladies, gents, folks, etc. It seems like we are just about there. So seeing some of that little pop-up, just brief activity. So if you're joining me because you're seeing some of that flashy stuff on your weather radio or on your alert screen, your notification center, or you just saw some rain, maybe a lightning bolt or two come through Spring Hill, maybe there, Northern Murray County, up around, let's see, what is that, Golden Pond Lane? You guys and gals out there, Dr. Robinson Road, Beechcroft, Carter's Creek, anywhere up that direction, maybe seen a stray lightning bolt up there or so. But it looks like that would be about it. Maybe a little bit of rain down towards Culleoka to Glencoe Road, Valley Creek. So just depending on where you are down there, Mooresville Pike, Culleoka, maybe between 50 and 343. See a spare bolt of lightning, clap of thunder. But other than that, no warnings on this. We are tracking some pretty heavy stuff down here to our south in Mississippi, Alabama. A lot of that is warned, does have some history of producing tornadoes, so keeping a close eye on that. But for right now, just that tornado watch in effect, and I'll turn that back on again for our new folks and turn the radar off just a second, and you see pretty massive there on the tornado watch areas to the south here under that particularly dangerous situation watch. So these storms were especially watching down here in Mississippi because they do seem to be capable of being especially violent or extreme. In some of their cases, you see lots and lots and lots of lightning rotation. These are the Mississippi storms. So reference Columbia Murray County is up here near the top of the screen where it says your live and your time. And then we've got a couple of different TVS signatures, tornado vortices showing down here, large hail, lots and lots. Like, I think that counts as prolific lightning. It's just doubly, triply all over the place, and all over these little small towns. So with the areas in which these storms are passing over, lots of convection, so lots of lightning from that. Imagine some large hail signatures. Yeah, so pretty decent hail signatures out here as well. So looking like some 1.5 inch, 3/4 inch, so about nickel-sized hail in these, penny-sized hail, and some storm relative winds that are probably 50, 60 miles an hour, 80, 90 miles an hour at least in some of these heavier storms. So definitely keep an eye on any warnings, advisories or anything like that that may be issued between now and then, because the things that you all can't see right now is over here, and I'll drag that up just in a second and show y'all. I did last night in the broadcast just to kind of illustrate the holy wow of things as I was not talking. But this is one of the things that I can see that y'all can't see, and all of these pink things right now are tornado I think, those are PDS tornado statements. These will go purple like this for reported tornadoes, but these are all the next step up, like the 2 out of 3 on the tornado scale of the PDS tornadoes. Let's see what that says. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located over Carson, Mississippi, or 7 miles southeast of Prentiss. So if y'all have any family and like any of the stuff that I'm saying or any of the towns that I'm saying right now, definitely get on the phone with them and let them know like this is extremely dangerous. I know lots of y'all have family in the area, around the area, and that's why we're like looking at this type of stuff, just again to familiarize y'all with what these boxes mean, what these colors mean, and how this is, you know, like bad, but when things change colors, like that's worse. And I want y'all to get that. So again, that's one of the things that y'all don't see that I can, but and that's mainly down here on the bottom of this line where we talked about like things are getting hairy. Like if you notice up here with our scale, so tornado warnings, either the radar indicated or a spotter indicated, we think we have rotation. We have a storm that's rotating called a mesocyclone. It's capable of producing a tornado. It's producing lots of lightning. We can see which direction the winds are going in these storms. And we can ask the radar to basically subtract everything out that's not moving and try to figure out which way this is moving by the way the radar returns come back, and it's a whole process and it's neat. But that's how this figures it out, and we can see when these storms are rotating enough to produce a tornado, and then when they do certain things on radar or start producing damage, we can actually confirm them via radar, and that's when our boxes change color here to this fuchsia type color. So box down here is that reported tornado and the PDS situation, which is like a next step up where it is a particularly dangerous situation. That's one of those things the NWS doesn't use that often, so definitely pay attention when they do. Only other step up other than that would be the tornado emergency. Extremely rare. Never use it unless it is a very, 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 very bad situation. So if ever you are covered under one of those, take them seriously. They extremely rarely happen. So kind of the different levels of the tornado warning system there that the NWS uses to try to get out like that. Hey, this is important. And then like the next level of, no, you need to go. And then the third level of go now is implied there. So it's a good system that they've got. So definitely heed it if and when those things ever arise in your life. So definitely good advice. Some of the best I can give there. So right. So again, Middle Tennessee area looking pretty stormy at the moment. I'm going to turn there we go. Watch off just for a second, but you can see kind of some of the lightning trails here and how these storms are kind of convecting out of that thick air, with the pun intended, that we've been talking about, out of just nowhere there towards our south. That's how rich the atmosphere is and moisture and that instability. It's not overly stupid rich, but it's still got a pretty good bit of oomph to it, as you see in this rotation. Is definitely the wind shear. Is definitely there, available and doing its best to try to put a spin on some of these storms that are able to get going and kind of elevated in the atmosphere a little bit. We'll show you what they look like. Everybody is used to seeing kind of like this version of the radar. One of the things that we can do that's really neat. Let's swap and have a look. So got Columbia County here. We're gonna have a look at, say, this individual cell that's over South Columbia right now. Let me zoom that out a little bit more. All right, individual cell. Everybody's used to seeing generally like this. What we can do is we can take those storms, slice them in, and then the color scale of the radar represents just the intensity. So you can imagine seeing, hold on. There we go. We'll just go full screen. The heights here, again, some of these storms can get incredibly high, 50, 60,000 feet. These are just a little bit topped over. Looks like 21 for those taller ones. But again, you kind of get the difference when you look at it from this angle, the normal human angle of seeing storms go by. You can kind of imagine that in that grayscale soup color of storms. and that gives you the idea of what is going on here and helps your mind, I guess, translate it in your mind's eye or whatever to the abstract when we're looking at it normally. So this is that, and that's all we're doing here in the land of radar. Same thing with our wind. This looks like a whole big gigantic bunch of soup because that's basically what's going on there. But we've got our rotation algorithm performed and dialed in pretty well to only show up when there's something going on. And as you see, not much going on in Columbia-Murray County area, and luckily along a lot of this line the shear is definitely there and the risk is definitely there for the tornado events and the embedded circulations. That's why we're watching these little edges here. When we start having that sawtooth or kind of wavy expression type edge to the line, that's when you start to get concerned about some of these embedded type circulations. So let's actually have a look-see here around Mount Pleasant. Everything looks pretty decent so far. Looks like it's all just straight wind going all in the same direction. So that is good news. Sitting here, I've got like 6 different things in front of me right now. So again, y'all kind of scares me. I'm over stimulated with the amount of stuff that I've got going on here, and screens and typing and questioning and all the things at once. So, but just part of the life once things are busy like this. So again, appreciate y'all joining us. Keep the questions, comments, and everything coming. We will try to get to them eventually. Again, don't let us responding to you like let that determine like one of them like life or death questions or something. Don't ask us that. This is not that, folks. Definitely, if you think your safety is in danger, go take shelter immediately. Do what you have to do. Don't wait on us. We will be very, very busy right now. And again, if you think that is enough, that is the relevant, sensical person inside you that I believe in you and you have, that's telling you, hey, don't do that. Something might happen. Because most folks have that. I believe in faith and humanity enough, I think, still. Most folks have that. So just listen to that little you and either go or don't go to the grocery store, but you got to make that call. So that is what we're saying. So it looks like an SWS issued here that does cover part of Murray County. So let me get that pulled up here in 1 second, folks. 1:44 p.m. So yeah, just put out a couple minutes ago. Doppler radar is tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from Hohenwald to 10 miles northwest of Underwood/Petersville area. Movement northeast at 55 miles an hour. Hazards include wind gusts and 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. So about penny dime sized or there. So moving at 40 miles an hour, that'll still kind of ruin your day. So gusty winds could knock down trees and blow around loose unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is also possible. So that's what the NWS said there on that one. I'll post that quickly on the page for my visual folks. I think I've got NWS still pulled up at the moment anyway. Maybe I do. Do. So again, posting that for my visual folks on the page. And that's generally what it's saying. If you turn on the NOAA radio and listen to the broadcast, it's usually giving you the current conditions and like a strong thunderstorm will impact Lewis or blah, 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 blah. That's all of those things that the NWS is putting out that don't set off EAS. So the and the bee. Don't ask me to do that again. My soundboard's broken. That only certain stuff sets that off. So like destructive, considerable, like certain tags on severe thunderstorm warnings set that off, but not all severe thunderstorm warnings do. But luckily, all tornado warning and watch products and stuff set that off. So at least there's that. But other than that, that stuff is still good to know, but that's kind of what the little robot voice is chattering about when you turn on your NOAA radio in the middle of this. It's just the currents on repeat in those little severe EAS activation required bulletins that the NWS puts out. But yeah, just looking at some models, things are still looking pretty rich as far as the environment goes. Still to see some severe weather. Looking at the 3 p.m. The 3 p.m. hour of the 17 Zulu HRRR run right now. I'll show you, and it's still showing there being the possibility of some decent, pretty decent storms coming through, maybe with that updraft potential, and being heavy at times. So let's see. Here we go. 1 sec. Right. Yeah. So again, 3 o'clock hour, just a model, but that prediction there out of the HRRR model 17, 17Z run. So again, see the heavier area of precip near Columbia, and then generally within the next hour, it's going to be moving at, around, or near the area in one way, shape, direction, or the other. Just going to shake out to see in the end where it actually does go, if that's how this hour's run of the model trends out. So basically, those models are supercomputers. For the folks that don't know, scientists and folks way smarter than me feed current conditions from around the globe into the thing every hour on the hour, yada yada, blah blah blah, and it runs, goes, so on and so forth, and plots out the next how many hours it's supposed to worth of simulation of whatever you just gave it from real world life data, and then goes from there. So that's how that works. Good as the data you put into it, I guess, and they who program it, but it's all we got, and it's one of my favorites, so I like it. We'll throw this back in motion again, just while I try to stay on top of the comment section and stuff there. So appreciate you all joining us again. If you're just joining us because you woke up because of the storms or something like that, or when the radio went off, it is all good. I'm pretty sure I said something not weather radio just then, but apologies for that. Been a long couple of days, so been comfy here in the studio, but been tired as well too. Very, very tired. But enjoyed being with you and having our severe weather party all night. That was definitely fun. Haven't done that in a while, I don't think, since the great blizzard of 2024. I think it was. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. Fun times. Definitely better circumstances when it snows. Can feel happier about that, but believe me, folks, I'm just as nerded out about the severe weather aspect of it too, since just as much as I was as a kid when it started. So never hate to see it happen to anybody, but just the concept and the possibilities and the science behind it all is just fascinating. I always thought so, anyway. Right. Checking the weather twitters.
Yeah, it looks like a decent wedge earlier near Tylertown, Mississippi. I think that was one of those earlier ones a minute ago, and you can see some of these previous cells have all been tornado warned in some cases down here, and then the confirmed tornado in other cases today, just with how volatile the environment is down there. So things we are keeping an eye on for sure. I've got that Columbus Air Force Base radar up still down there looking at this storm in northern Alabama because it's rocking and rolling. Just east of Russellville right now. Looks like it's got a pretty decent it's trying to get like a pretty decent anyway, like a curve to it, it looks like to my eyeball. So we'll have a look at it again here in just a second on our 3D radar, but again, it looks pretty rich as far as the environment goes down there to our south, but like we were talking about earlier, a lot of those storms are going to be coming up from our south, so we may need them to weaken or chill out a bit before they come this way, and some of them may not be as willing or agreeable to that. So we're going to be, I think we're going to be cool. Just looking at the comment section and everything, and everybody's collective thoughts, but agree with you there. But so far, some of these storms are rotating pretty heavily, but they're going back and forth between producing tornadoes. So they're kind of pulsing up and down. Thunderstorms are known to do that. It just depends on which kind of environment they're going through, the available moisture, wind, activity. There's a lot of things that go into all of that, and maintaining a thunderstorm and the updraft and all sorts of cool sciencey things, as I mentioned a minute ago. Let's talk about one of those real quick. Give me a sec. But long story short, we always use the analogy about sun warming the sidewalk, and that rainstorm in the afternoon coming down and dropping moisture on the sidewalk, and evaporates back up into the sky as steam. That's basically your energy, your instability, and your storm ingredients going together in the form of the heat and the moisture to fuel those things and fuel the process of how wind shear interacts with everything, and updraft form hail and can rotate enough to become mature and tilted, and then also produce tornadoes at times. So, but not always. So definitely, it's a funny process. So rain gets sucked up into the updraft. Once that updraft gets sufficiently tilted enough, either to be kind of like semi-horizontal or horizontal, and then that rain keeps rotating. Imagine like a tree. You can count the rings. It's the same way. So imagine every time it makes that cycle in that really, really cold clothes dryer, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until that updraft can't hold it up anymore. It's so big, and that depends on how strong the updraft is, and that's how we can gauge the strength of a thunderstorm based on what size hail it's producing. Because if it can hold up really big hail, that's a really big updraft, Pete. So that tells us it's a really strong storm. Once it falls down, that's, obviously when we're getting that extremely large hail, if it's too big to support that, that's like holy woohoo, and it's a pretty big updraft, pretty heavy thunderstorm. We need to take cover. So that's definitely, when you ever see that extremely large hail, that's what's happening. So that's a heck of a thunderstorm above your head. Make sure that you get out of the way, because it can also produce tornadoes once that updraft gets back over that warm, moist ground environment kind of thing we have in the South, or like to always have in place in the South during different parts of the year. That can quickly tilt that updraft back up against the sky and into that heavy, heavy wind,
And then at that point, it's when you run back into that wind trying to touch the ground and becoming a tornado, as commonly referred to. So the little bits that stick out like this will be watching and stuff too, because I've got this radar set a little bit more sensitive. Some of this may not be all just rain with the light greens and the blues here. I just got, again, the radar set to be really sensitive because I want it to see these little bits that just pop up out of the ground here. So again, that was me running backwards. So here's the storms coming, kind of just popping up out of the ground. I want to be able to see these little bits coming as they happen, and that's why this looks as sensitive as it does. So keeping an eye on this bit that's sticking out from Lawrenceburg, because it's starting to get a hail signature down here, like West Lawrenceburg. About it was there and now it's gone, so that may just be the algorithm playing around with it. But heavy lightning down there, Leoma coming up on Etheridge, West Point, Loretto, St. Joe, Iron Point, or excuse me, 5 Points, Iron City. Y'all just got that. So again, coming up this direction, Hohenwald, y'all just got some. Looks like another dose on the way. So Western Murray County, Mount Pleasant, it's headed your way too. Centerville coming your way. Santa Fe, about a ½ inch hail marker still continually showing over there in areas of that heavy precip. And Eastern Centerville going to cross over the tip, like the triangle pyramid tip there of Murray County, west of Spring Hill around Santa Fe area, into like Leapers Fork area. So heavy precip here, maybe some hail. We can look at our hail size there. Maybe a little bit of hail in a core here up near northern Murray County. So definitely a possibility there, and some of that heavier precip. And with some of these stronger storms like Lawrenceburg coming into city limits right there for you, definitely some heavy stuff going down. So I would say if you got something going on outside, or you're on the road in these places or doing the other things, find a stopping point. Get ready to save your game, whatever you want to call it, but get ready for these storms to come through and be around for a minute. Just the way they're moving, the diagonal motion is kind of going to be a wonky thing. So we'll have to see how they go as they pass by. So it'll be a process, and most of the models are saying this may congeal itself into it and be in one system, but there may be some other rain and stuff. I don't want y'all to like read storms into this when I say stuff after this, but there may be some stuff after this, some heavier stuff, even up to about like 10, maybe off and on to daylight. I don't want to, because it's the model's cut off at 6 on that last run, but maybe some light storms 3, 4, 5, but a break after, like say 10, 11 tonight. So there's gaps, and this could not again come to any kind of fruition, but it's just again what that latest run of models was saying on the HRRR. That's the main one that I look-see at, but it's still showing probably some heavy storms for us over the next hour, and then continuing probably for another 1 to 2 minimum, maybe a little bit more than that. So we shall see. But again, thank you for joining us here. Continuing coverage of weather down in Muletown. This is the Captain, and we hope you enjoyed the broadcast.
'60s. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. Chance of showers in the evening. Then a slight chance of rain and snow showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 30s.
Turn that a little bit down because I'm actually still here. So
Highs in the mid-50s. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-30s. Friday, sunny.
all right, yeah, like I was saying, I'm still here.
Tornado watch number 47 remains in effect until 9 p.m.
Bobby's got a technical difficulty, so
In Tennessee, Giles, Lawrence, Lewis,
is there rotation in Dixon?
Williamson. Remember, a watch means the conditions are favorable for the development
Doesn't look like at the moment. It's just some heavy storms along the main line is where we'd be watching for that kind of potential rotation. So from like Springfield down to Ashland City, coming into Nashville area right now, crossing the river, West Nashville, Davidson County, and then again in Nolensville, Franklin, over the Eagleville, not quite to Columbia, Muletown area yet, but Lawrenceburg just got done with a pretty good storm coming up on Etheridge now. So Campbellsville, Summertown, you're going to be next within the next little bit. And then draw another line here between Mount Pleasant, Culleoka, Cornersville, Lewisburg, Hampshire, Columbia, and going to be a bit for us before this stuff gets here. So it's moving linear there across our area from southwest to northeast or so. So still watching things, no warnings or anything like that. Stop this and put that back in motion for you there a little bit. And let you see kind of what's going on. But things are moving pretty quick as far as the storm motion goes. Most of them are getting off at a pretty good clip to the northeast. And some of them, again, do have a history kind of in this line with us that are coming up from Alabama there. See the boxes here, the red and the fuchsia pink. Some of these cells do have a history of producing tornadic thunderstorms. So that's something we're watching, something we're concerned with. But right now, no warnings, but something that we're guardedly optimistic about so far. So we should leave it at that and then keep you updated, because it's just about here. The waiting's just about over, and we'll see what it's got in store for us.
Madison, Hermitage, Belmead, Thompson Station, Millersville, Natchez Trace at Highway 96, Hendersonville, Greenbrier, Berry Hill,
So far,
Ashland City, Leapers Fork, Oak Hill, Forest Hills, Ridgetop, Goodlettsville, Bells Bend.
so good on the warnings. Still do have that special weather statement in effect. Looks like for Murray County, they issue a new one. And that's the beeping you hear is my lightning detector going off here live from Sunnyside. Picking up that lightning. Currently 66 degrees, 29.57 on the barometer and falling. Had wind gusts of 15 earlier, but only about 3 or 4 miles an hour right now, mixed out of the southeast. So, yeah, that special weather statement still in effect. So that's like we were talking about earlier, about one step under like a severe thunderstorm warning light, or 0.5, or the diet of severe weather. With the pinky Dr. Evil thing, diet, I guess you could say. So it's again, doesn't activate the AS system like the severe thunderstorm warnings and the tornado warnings do, but it still goes through the NWS system and does the other things. And that's what the robot voice is reading whenever you're listening to the NWS audio.
What flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible? Where a portion of Middle Tennessee.
Major concern, Columbia? No, not yet. We're just still kind of here on the precipice, watching what's going on here. But this area of like strengthening activity that's kind of lining up is what I'm watching, because that's more than likely what is going to slide through here in just a bit. The severity risk, still yes, technically from the SPC crystal, is a 4 out of 5. Again, don't get too caught up in that the outlook category, so I'll put that up real quick. So again, high 5 out of 5 is down here in the purple, fuchsia, whatever you want to call it. Again, that's where the tornadoes have been today, so that makes sense. That means, you know, NWS is right, forecasts are doing good, yippee, they're great, we love NOAA. We, however, are still in that same 4 out of 5 risk here in the red circle, and that's what that's That's what Crystal was referring to. So excellent question there, Crystal. So, and that's what that is. We expect it to be more favorable down here for the tornadoes and the storms to form, but we overall expect some ingredients to be favorable here maybe, and there's a little bit of that extra bulge out to the northeast for that warm Gulf moisture from the Gulf of America has come up a little bit extra than more than we needed into our area, and then again that enhanced area, you know, encompassing most of middle and west Tennessee, the 3 out of 5, and then the slide up there you can see, and that's just the explanation of the direction these storms are moving with the overall storm pattern and flow of this system, and then again just with how quickly these storms are moving. They're moving linear, and that's kind of these front systems like this are always a bit wonky to try to track and predict on the time frame wise, because they usually move quickly, but they're moving it like directly at you basically in some of these cases from one direction, like in this case from our southwest. But we'll keep you updated. Lots and lots of lightning. So again, this was your thing. If you're listening to me from the road or from an event or the back row at your sister's wedding, definitely get everybody to wrap everything up here in just a minute. Like I said, save the game, so to speak, and get ready for some of that heavy lightning and activity to come on into the area here in the next several minutes. Pretty safe bet, several minutes, we'll say. We can try to put a little bit of a track on this with just some rough info that we have built into our storm tracker algorithm here. Give me a sec. Run the digits. Get a rough storm relative. Yeah, so maybe some heavier winds in some of this. So getting the base velocity there, not too much, 40s, 50s. When we swap everything over to storm relatives, seeing some 60, 70 there that could be some borderline severe for sure. Let's see. Turn it back to the reflexivity there. Let's put a rough storm track on that. I'll have to close up my other window though.
What flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected?
Okay.
Where a portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Cheatham, Dixon, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, Perry, Stewart, and Williamson. When? Until 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Impacts: minor flooding in low-lying and
Let's
poor
see.
drainage
Storm
areas.
bearing.
Additional details.
214, 60 knots. Not bad.
Due to thunderstorms. Minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected over the area. This additional rain
Oh, come on. Why is this
flooding.
over it?
Some locations that will experience flooding include Clarksville, Dixon, Waverly, Centerville, Camden, Erin, White Bluff, Kingston Springs,
that's why.
New Jacksonville, McEwen, Burns, Tennessee Ridge, Hurricane Mills, Fairview, Charlotte, Lobelville, Van Leer, Cumberland City, Sladen, and Pinewood. http://www.weather.gov/
Program's tricky beast. On the add-on thing that we've got built into the storm tracking. Great radar program here from Gibson Ridge, but the motion's a tricky beast on this one. So that's yet roughly kind of where, if this one keeps going where it's been going, about there-ish should be the rough track of things. So again, try to do the ETA, but it was giving me grief earlier. Hey, I think it's actually going to do it this time. Yes, okay. Great. So, yep, let's definitely swap over here. So, all right, Mount Joy 224 roughly. So just not too many minutes from now, Mount Pleasant, Hampshire 226, Mount Nebo 232, Williamsport around 230, Santa Fe almost 240, maybe between there 235, wouldn't push it. Let's see, Theta almost quarter till, maybe 20 till around 240. Boston Burwood about quarter till 245, so about 30 minutes from now, just depending on where you live in the mid Tennessee area. Areas of Nashville maybe have another 30-45 minutes before parts of this get there, if they depends on if they hold the strength together, obviously, but just depending on where you are in the area there as I'm scrolling through here, just depending on where you are. So that is that part of the line, and again we're watching same just roughed edge. There's a way you can go in and do these on the fronts where it's like this and kind of measure it out in like a weird like geometric shape, and it's just wonky to use because it's rarely exactly just right. Sometimes you can nail it, and then sometimes it's just completely just wonky, so I usually don't even bother with it. I usually just try to use the fans and the cones there on those type storms. So it's not too bad otherwise though on the tracking. It's just the interface is actually the wonky part, so apologies there if you're the dev and you're listening or whatever. My bad.
Impact. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations impacted.
Right. Ooh. I'm gonna turn. Yeah. I'm gonna turn the NOAA audio on for me and leave that off for y'all at the moment. Definitely some of that heavier activity picking up around Culleoka now. Mount Pleasant, you should be seeing it here pretty soon. It's on the back door now, coming up. Looks like Mountjoy Road, getting ready to cross SR6. What's that? 43. So yeah, getting ready to cross 43. 166 there looks like. I think is what it's trying to say on that. The map on this is a little weird sometimes because I've got 3 different like maps overlaid on it, and it's called a couple of different things on each one. So, but again, around Hampshire, Mount Pleasant, Culleoka, starting to see some of that. Linville, Campbellsville, Summertown, you just got done with it. Well, Summertown, you're still getting it right now on the east side of town, around Daly Street, maybe around Highway 43, Freedom Road, around that area. So Columbia still hadn't quite got here yet, but it is on the way. So again, wrap up those outdoor plans, save the game. If you're riding or you're going to the store or whatever, either pick that run inside real quick in the mad dash to not get wet, or ride it out in the car kind of thing. So pick whichever one you're going to do, because it's just about that time. If it's not raining yet or storming, it's about to be, folks. And as you see, my little plus here, live from Sunnyside, it is just about here as well. So I'm going to go and manipulate my window shades real quick and see what my view looks like as well. So one moment. Questions, comments, concerns, spontaneous utterances, admissions, or guilt. Throw all that in the comment section. We get to them as we can. Again, they're just blazing by really quick when we're busy like this. So I'll go ahead and put that back up on the screen. But just wanted to make sure that we thank everybody for joining us on the broadcast. Hope you enjoy the stream. No rotation concerns or anything like that. I'll hop back to the velocity and have a look at it again. This is just roughly what we ran it from a minute ago. Maybe some wind for sure, especially in this leading edge here as it kind of spreads out in that stripe. But no, don't see any rotation concerns with these storms. Zooming out a little bit and leave the big roads up there and let it kind of play in motion for you a little bit there. And we can also open up our Mississippi radar again, and I'll show you all as well kind of what's going on down there, and that way you can kind of get a decent idea of what's transpired, some of these tornado producing storms, what they've been doing in the past, etc., so on and so forth. So Columbus Air Force Base, Mississippi radar. You see picking up some of these rotational thunderstorms. This one might be close. Watching it down, so it's down here. We're up here again near our little live emblem right there. So thunderstorm down here near Russellville, Tuscumbia, rotating pretty heavily. Tornado warning storm is radar indicated right now. Does not appear to be confirmed or anything at this point yet. I don't. Yeah, that was a little concerning right there because they're getting the TVS indicator as well too from our algorithm here on board Storm Tracker radar, but it looks like it's still showing the rotation indicator, but it's a green low level, so it's kind of not as intense there as like a yellow or red icon would be, but showing some 2-inch hail though, so definitely some possibility of hail here. Definitely, it's right there next to the Littleville area, like pretty much right on it between Littleville and Russellville on Highway 43 in Alabama. And then again, maybe seeing up to some of those 2-inch hail stones falling out of these large updrafts. So again, 2-inch hail for the folks that are, let's see, I've got my chart here somewhere. I usually keep all these things handy for just such occasions. There we go. Hail size chart. 1 second, coming up. Here we go. All right, so yeah, this is the same way NWS wants it. This is the same way we want it. If you ever have to do the picture stuff to the NWS or to us, this is kind of how all of that method to the madness goes. So we've got the baseball there, the pool ball, the softball, a bunch of different common, basic, everyday objects that you can relate it to. Don't use marbles or things like that because marbles come in all different kind of sizes or whatever. So the reportable criteria is pretty much anything bigger than that 3/4 inch, so about like penny dime sized or so. Let us know about that. Pea-sized hail, we want to know too, just because that lets us know what a storm's doing for that ground truth. But again, the main thing we want to know about is the serious, severe level stuff. So definitely let us know about that type stuff. Oh, hold on, we got something coming out. So I guess there'll be a thunderstorm warning for Murray County.
Service in Nashville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee, Giles County in Middle Tennessee.
Lawrence, Giles,
2 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
touch edge of Murray, so
A severe thunderstorm was located over Loretto, or 13 miles.
severe thunderstorm located over Loretto,
Hazard 60
northeast at, oh, hold on,
source.
there we go,
Are indicated.
northeast at 55 miles an hour, so 13 miles south of Lawrenceburg right now, moving northeast 55 miles per hour.
Active include Lawrenceburg, Loretto, Eastridge, Good Spring.
So get our storm motion here from the Weather Service, have a look at what they're looking at. So yeah, you definitely see some strong winds in there for sure. So maybe some 50s and 60s, but don't see.
Room on the lowest floor of a building.
See if there's any hot spots been in this line. Maybe it's something we'll have to keep an eye on. We'll want to watch this line where everything meets. Like I said, we want to avoid seeing that sawtooth looking sawtooth looking edge to that, and we don't want to see the wind start to kind of commingle there and make those little hot spots within that line. But Central Columbia here in Sunnyside, get the thunder and lightning going down. Same thing for you, Western Murray County, Spring Hill, you're on deck. Chapel Hill, Lewisburg, if it's not there, it's going to be there soon, headed your way. Franklin, same thing with you. Nashville Metro, it's on top of you. Airport area, looking like you're going to be next very soon. I imagine B&A is slowing everything down and bringing them to a halt right now, just in case. So expect those delays, etc., so on and so forth. But again, though, we can't tell you what exactly you needs to do there as far as your plans. All got to be big people as far as that stuff goes. We can try to give you, the help on that and the possibilities, but we can't decide for you folks. So especially not 25,000 of them at once. Love y'all, mean it. It's just how busy we get around this time, and it's just one of those it happens things just because there's only so many of us. All the things, basically. Just all the things. Same thing with what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to multitask and post that warning and do about 5011 other things here. Broadcast software, being the stage manager, the IT guy, the camera guy, the on-camera guy, and the I don't know what. The everything guy. And Boppy is definitely doing yeoman's work, yo ladies work, I don't know how you say that, in the comment section, so appreciate her there. Got that severe thunderstorm warning info scrolling now for sure. So sounds like I've got some pretty decent wind coming in here at the WDiMT studio, so I'm going to make sure I check that out here in just a second. So we'll stay right with the broadcast, and I'll be right here with you here at the WDiMT weather desk, not going anywhere. Appreciate you all joining us. Southern Middle Tennessee, looks like Lauderdale County. Yeah, I've seen those confirmed tornado reports. I don't see anything this one on it updating. I've still got it open on the Columbus Air Force Base radar because it still is showing a fairly decent amount of rotation down there in Alabama, but I'm keeping an eye on it. It's right near Layton, Town Creek, Rogersville, Keeling, moving that direction. So I think it's probably going to come close to Murray County proper, but I don't think so. I think it's going to stay mostly southeast, but we may catch a piece of that. But definitely like southern parts of Lawrence, Giles County, definitely keep an eye out for this thing. If it stays warned or if you get that tornado warning off of that, definitely seek shelter. That's a big storm down there near Tuscumbia, Layton, and everything, St. Flo. Big old storm. So I'm looking at it right now. We'll swap back over real quick. I don't want to take too much time off of our warning right now, but big storm down here that we're watching. And it's likely to continue moving that direction up towards Muletown again here. So think it's going to miss us low into the south here, southeast, but maybe southern portions, central portions of Giles, Lawrence counties be ready for this one because it's a beast. It's been tornado warned. It's had a history of producing tornadoes. So definitely keep an eye on that one for sure. But again, pretty heavy stuff going in Columbia, Seatown, Murray County right now. Mainly just heavy wind and lightning. Some of the heaviest, though, right now, Mount Olivet Road, out there, Bear Creek Pike Iron Bridge, between 65, 31, 412 right there in that box. Also up towards 7, Santa Fe. You're seeing lots of lightning there right now. You see, we'll turn on like the historical lightning. And again, appreciate y'all for them big monies. I hear y'all. Just man, I'm trying to call it as we go right now, so got a lot to do. So I appreciate y'all. That's why I'm trying to keep those shout outs on the screen for y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. But yeah, you see there the historical lightning. Turn that back on. Lots of lightning that these storms are putting down with this. So definitely, if you got those outside plans, you should already be in by now in a decent shelter place, and expect this severe thunderstorm warning possibly to be extended for us. It does not have any of those danger threat tags that we talked about with like the tornado or the considerable destructive, but still a severe thunderstorm warning, and you need to be taking cover. That is or could be enough life-threatening weather to where if you outside, a tree could fall on you or struck by lightning, hailstone, moving at 80 miles an hour or something like that. It could cause you some type of immediate harm, and that's bad. So that's why we give you that advice. That's why, again, that it dings your devices and all of that fun stuff. So EAS, the E in EAS stands for emergency. So that's what it is. Treat it like one. And again, when the county before us, like right now, Lawrence County, Giles County, whichever where part of Murray County that you live in, when the part of the county before them gets that severe thunderstorm warning or that product or that advisory or whatever, go ahead and use that as your time to go, okay, it's heading this way, it looks like. So we need to get grandma, the bags, the flashlights, the inhaler, and go down to the safe spots or go over to Aunt Kathy's house next door or wherever it is. If you're not already at your safe place, you need to go at that point. So not when a warning is issued for you or your county. It's too late then. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, whatever. You don't want to be on the road during all of that if you're not very exposed to driving during that. And I mean like all the time. Bad weather is bad weather, but this is pretty exceptional with some of these thunderstorms that we see in our area. And if you're not used to driving through that all the time, literally on that like first responder or storm chaser level, it can be extremely difficult. And believe me, I've still almost bit the dust more driving than had to do with actual like elements of the storm, like wind and debris and tornadoes and all of those things. So appreciate you, Chad, NT and props.com for joining us. Yeah, exactly like Ashley was saying. Tree almost got her dad and could have killed him last year. So definitely be aware about stuff like that. If you've got that one tree next to your house that is a little wonky, or that one big dead section of the limb that's up there, go ahead and get it out after this storm passes or something into the weekend next week, and that way it's not becoming next storm's missile, because again, we're always watching models and keeping an eye on the big picture, and it looks like we may have another couple of disturbances coming through before the end of March is over with. And we may have more situations like we have another linear storm system come through and have some more wind associated with this and storms and that whole bit. So again, just always a good idea to do your little good Boy Scout, Girl Scout, do good diligence there as far as keeping your storm debris, leaf debris, sticks, limbs, whatever, policed up there as much as you can, because like I said, you could literally be preventing the next storm's missile from being airborne. So good stuff to think about there. But again, Mount Pleasant, seeing it right now, southern parts of Columbia, Murray County, getting into it. Again, just kind of rocking it back and forth a little bit there, so you can kind of see the recent motion of the storms, how they're approaching, and how they're been pulsing up and down. Do have a little bit heavier stuff approaching from the south here, but still yet to be seen if it can hold together in our environmental conditions, because the areas to our south there in Mississippi and Alabama are under the covered are covered under that enhanced area of extra concern, I guess, and preparedness requirement there down there with the PDS warnings. and we are not. But although, again, those probabilities from ours were fairly moderate. So, seeing an emergency management report from Colbert County, Alabama, of baseball-sized hail in the Colbert Heights community, or Colbert Heights or whatever. So yeah, that's I can definitely believe that. There's another 2.5-inch hail, ping pong ball sized or better, golf ball sized, just southwest of Tuscumbia down here as well too. So some actual kind of ground truth stuff that we were talking about there just a moment ago. We were picking that up on the radar, and there we go, seeing it reported on the ground now. So at the time, our radar was showing 2.29, our algorithm showing 2.25 inch hail, and yeah, 1.5-inch hail in that other location. So yeah, our radar algorithms were right on top of it, folks. So this is why. All right, there we go. So yep, this is how I'm always able to say it's because I'm the captain. So here are our hail reports coming through here. 2-inch bang, 1 inch showing up right there. Algorithm, 1 inch, 1.44. 2.75 show up on the ground as a storm report. So yep, our algorithms work good. 2.5-inch, 223, 206, 209. So yep, this storm, folks, we've had a pretty good handle on it. It's mean, it's cold like ice because it's that full of hail. So we'll be keeping an eye on it so far, but definitely got the old algorithms dialed in the Storm Tracker HD radar in the WDiMT weather studio for you this evening. So been a stormy day. Put that in motion for you one more time, let you get an idea. But definitely lots of lightning out there, as you see. I can turn on that little bit longer historical lightning track there, and you can just see all of the lightning data there that's been transpiring in the last couple hours. So definitely the recent stuff here showing, I think I've got the update set within 5 or 6 minutes, I think, or something like that on the lightning. So these are just basically the most very recent strikes that you see displayed here. So and I've tried to get them where they're not so just overly aggressive, where they blank everything out, but still kind of where you can tell where there's a hot spot in one area. So again, definitely still seeing those hot spots down to our south, but a lot of lightning down there with those Rogersville storms. They're more a little more intense with that. We're getting out of Nashville radar range there, so they look a little bit less threatening. But when we swap over to the Columbus, they definitely still look very strong, as you were just seeing a second ago. Down there near Layton, Town Creek, Lexington, St. Joe. So this is headed that way. Still tornado warned, looks like, for another 34 minutes. Then again, that same time remaining on that severe thunderstorm warning for our friends in Lawrence and Giles County. So severe thunderstorm warned on the top, extremely severe wind, hail, and tornado warning on the bottom of that storm. So definitely be keeping an eye on that for certain. So we have been keeping an eye on things all day here with you. So glad you're joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Definitely helps us out with the algorithm and everything. So we just started doing a new monetization program, I think, that will help us out kind of overall better. Not just like on videos or just on posts, because there for a while they were really posting videos. That's why I forced myself to do these live things, because I've never wanted to be the front guy. That's never been me. So also, I'm not on camera today. Again, the studio's taken apart, so work in progress, construction, pardon our mess kind of thing. So no video today, but definitely glad we could join you here from what's left of the partially dismantled, enough to run emergency setup kind of thing right now in the WDiMT studio until I get finished getting everything fixed up here. So, but yeah, definitely this leading edge line still the primary concern, I think. All right, I've got another product coming out. 1 second.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for South Central Cheatham County in Middle Tennessee, Southern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee.
Flash flood warning. It's going to be partially from Murray there. So yeah, there it is.
Northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee, Northern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Western Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee. Until
all right, so again, posting that now, copying that to the page for my visual folks, but that's this area right here in the green. So again, Doppler radar indicating some pretty heavy storms going down there over the area, and issuing that flash flood warning there preemptively. So maybe seeing some of that occurring in those green boxes or in or around those areas. If you live in those flood prone areas or have, you know, one of those driveways with a little country bridge, definitely keep that in mind, or check it out, look out the window, whatever you got to do. And if you need to seek shelter from high water, or you live in a flood like low area, definitely keep that in mind right now, because there's even more heavy rain on the way. So definitely be careful there for sure, and remember, turn around, don't drown.
Turn around, don't drown when encountering.
Yeah, what he said. All right. Still picking up lightning here at the WDiMT studio as well. Looks like last couple landed within about 1 to 5 miles. So we'll see when it updates here on our radar screen. So lots going on around the Columbia Murray County area. So appreciate y'all joining us again. So covering the things here is what we love, what we do, because we live here too. So I think it's our little unofficial motto, slogan, whatever you want to call it. So it's just always been that community effort, the homespun approach, whatever you want to call it, because we live here too. So love y'all, mean it. In other words, and I know you all have family in other areas around here as well too. So that's why we try to do just the basic, you know, this is the what's going ons for the surrounding counties, you know, the general area. Like when we have a big outbreak like this in the deep south, I know y'all have friends and family in other states too. So, but especially the stuff around here, we try to keep y'all updated on. But like the big stuff as well too, you know, I'm gonna keep y'all apprised of the latest updates. Because that's just how we are. We're weather nerds, public servants by trade or by retirement or by etc. extension and otherwise. So just what we do, what we've always done. So it is a labor of love. We enjoy doing it, and like I said, we are glad that you joined us for the broadcast. Still getting stuff posted to the page and trolling the weather Twitter for graphics and such, but again, I just want to touch the usual stuffs. Again, NWS is really pushing this. They've asked us for some help with that on the nighttime severe weather checklist. I'm just about to delete this one off of my list. I just want to make sure we go over that again. Again, always have multiple ways to get those warnings, watches, warnings, advisories, and then weather radio is the best. Have that emergency kit ready to go, have your cell phone charged, shoes on, all of those things. And it makes things a lot easier if you have to do them in a hurry. So, for sure, keep that in mind. But yeah, I wanted to take that one off the list since we're not worried about anything at the nighttime right now. So, and throw this graphic up there. So if you're just joining us because your weather radio went off, that's why, for that flash flood warning. So again, maybe some things possible there as far as those lower lying areas. It looks like something coming out now again. 1 second. 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 1 Giles, Lawrence, southwestern Marshall, southwestern Murray.
Across the warned area. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly.
Yeah, flash flooding ongoing, expected to be shortly.
By thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact.
Okay, radar indicated. See, I'm still trolling weather Twitter as well too, everybody. So that's kind of why I'm over here typing and scrolling in silent for bits and periods and pieces over here. So yeah, I'm fine still right here with you in the WDiMT studio, just making sure that we stay up to date on the latest. And there's just many different ways that we do that. Scrolling and trolling some of the social medias the same way you're doing right now, and some of the way we do it. Ideally, we just have multiple people doing it at once, and we're faster. Oh, another one coming out. One sec. Maybe another flash flood. Could be severe thunderstorm. We'll see.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Giles County in Middle Tennessee, Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee,
Looks like it's toning again.
Marshall County in Middle Tennessee, southwestern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to...
Alright, so there we go. You got the flash flood info on there again. If your weather radio just went off, that is why. I got all that posted to the page now, graphics and stuff, as well for my visual folks, and that text from the warning product. So again, continuing to watch the models, heavy storms over the next couple of hours. It looks like the severe threat may be decreasing a bit now that this main line has come through, as long as we don't catch anything off of this main line. Still moving up from the south. Again, got the considerable tag here on the severe thunderstorm warning that's in Mississippi, Alabama down here south of the border. So that black line there around the yellow-orange outline box. So how this one how this one is just basically the regular color. This one has that black outline there to it. I did make it probably a little thicker. It's hard to see though on some of these, and it's been a trial effort of what I can run and actually make it look right. So it stands out a little bit better with the radar there under it, but you can kind of see this one has a border, this one doesn't. So this is a considerable severe thunderstorm. That's where always, when we post these, always kind of look at this end. It'll usually give you kind of give you like the threats and stuff here, but always look here because it can sometimes say tornado possible or considerable damage threat because of, like hail, wind, or whatever. So always check that part out when that shows up. And normally you'll see it updated or abbreviated some places as like SVRC. Severe considerable, and that's kind of like that level 2, like we were talking about the tornado warnings earlier with like the tornado PDS and the tornado emergency. It's kind of a similar way. So you got that base severe thunderstorm warning, then you have that considerable, and then you have the destructive, and like that tornado possible tag, which those are those high end things there. So this is that level 2 out of the 3 on the severe thunderstorm subcategory kind of thing, and that one's the 1. Again, so it will show up. I can show you real quick or kind of give you an idea. So here with the orange filling, and then the double black border there would be the considerable severe, or excuse me, the destructive tag, severe thunderstorm. So it looks like that severe thunderstorm warning for areas to our south still has about 22 minutes left on it. So we'll remove it from our scroll because I think you all get the point down there. But again, still remember we've got that severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our area. And let's see. Here we go. There's that watch info. So again, turn the radar off for just a second. You can see again, watches for large areas, warnings for individual cells. So that's what's going on there. So when we say those terms, that's what we're meaning. So tornado watch out for tornadoes this area with the severe thunderstorms. Kind of treat those as like they may be tornado warnings today because they are kind of spinny as they've been coming through. So definitely keep an eye on that, folks. Glad you joined with us. Appreciate you being here. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It definitely helps us out, helps us reach more people. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So looks like yep, tornado threat persists across Weather Watch 47. So this was posted, looks like about 30 minutes ago or so, from the Storm Prediction Center. I'll post it for my visual peeps on the page. I've been going through and translating some of these and like putting the stuff in them to make them like look a little bit more better spaced, and editing that or trying to just to make things a little bit more palatable on the usual person noggin who's not a weather nerd. But here at the busy times, it's a little harder to do that, so forgive me there if I'm not able to go in and translate some of these things as much. I still usually try to get the graphics on there. Mainly with some of these things, the text is going to kind of get you lost if you're not a weather nerd, but just look at the graphics, look at the circled area, kind of relate where you are in there and get that as a reference, and then go from there and look at the scales of it to like a 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 scale, or if it's like a heat map where green's good and like red's bad or whatever, yada yada, so on and so forth. But just posted that basically saying still worried about the line, but shows neutral buoyancy rates, unclear how much ambient environmental storm relative helicity, so that twisty wind shear is effective. For example, like to be ingested in the leading alpha line updrafts. Damaging wind gust threat should permit or persist with the progression of this line, though a few tornadoes remain possible given the strong low level shear. So that's that graphic I just posted on the page here a second ago. One sec. Storm Prediction Center just put out, so it's a mesoscale discussion, so it's kind of like those it's like a severe thunderstorm Discord or a blizzard Discord or whatever. So it's kind of like a categorical discussion that the SPC is putting out about an area that's just saying, hey, this we see this, that's heavy rainfall, or heavy thunderstorms, or heavy snowfall, or whichever heavy weather that we're considering issuing some sort of product, and this is what we think, and this is how sure we are about it. So, and it goes in and gives you the possibility of watch issuance, or they could issue one as kind of like an advisory statement for an already existing tornado. All right, new warning coming out.
Persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions.
Looks like new severe for eastern Murray County. So yep, just issued severe thunderstorm warning for that section. Yeah, here it comes.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Marshall County in Middle Tennessee. southwestern Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, Bedford County in Middle Tennessee, until
Yep,
3:45
that was a pretty
p.m.
wide
Central
encompassing
Daylight
one,
Time.
so
At 2:55 p.m. time, severe thunderstorms were located
turn that down a little
along
bit now.
line extending from 6 miles east of
But yeah,
Columbia,
posting that
8
on the
miles northeast
page
of Pulaski,
as we
moving
go,
northeast at 70
and then that's
miles per
this large box
60
right there,
miles per
so
hour with
pretty
gusty and penny-sized hail.
large area to
Source,
cover there, so
radar
that's why
indicated
we're kind of
impact. Expect damage
just
to roofs,
posting a
siding,
lot of
and trees.
these
Locations in town
broad ones
include
today, just because again we know you all have got family in these areas, as well as some of them being enough in Murray County to get. I mean, that's not off my NOAA radio, but again, it's not for me specifically because I'm not covered within that polygon, but it's very close to me, so I am still remaining weather aware just based on my location. So if you're still in this area that's just outside these polygons, it's still close enough to you where I would be paying attention and again just seeing what that storm does, if that activity can like strengthen into this area and ripple out where this is kind of yellow right now up here, maybe that turns more into the red or shifts a little bit, starts to slide more to a different direction, more northeast than northeast or whichever. Again, just always pay attention to that possibility. If things are near you, that can always change obviously on a dime, and you need to be able to pivot to that different plan or different action if... Alright, another one coming out, maybe. Something coming out, left and right.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for south central Cheatham County in Middle Tennessee, southern
Cheatham.
Davidson County in Middle
Davidson.
Tennessee, southeastern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee,
Hickman.
northern Maury County in Middle
Northern Murray,
Tennessee,
so it's pretty much
western
everywhere
Rutherford
else.
County
Yeah.
in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At
Okay, so
2:40
about 45
Central Daylight
minutes.
Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area.
Alright, so I do see some flooding reports coming in from down here, so let's go ahead and hop back into that as well. So, see, it looks like some emergency management reports, street flooding in Lawrenceburg, just as a general report. And then same thing, US 43 is flooded at Loretto. So yeah, if you're out driving in this, especially y'all, so US 43, Highway 43 at Loretto, right in here in Lawrence County. I'm going to zoom that out a little bit for you. Apparently they're having water issues. I don't know how flooded it is. Let me know if you see any photos or anything like that. I'm still again trolling the weather Twitter with 1 foot over here, so as we go through and do all this, and I'm talking with you all fine folks, but definitely let us know if you're seeing anything out there like that. Don't go get out in it and, you know, put yourself in danger and all that other silliness. That's not what I'm saying. So definitely just if you're already out about, or if your buddy sends you a picture on his way home from work or whatever else, definitely feel free always to throw that our way. Add back Karma Chasing on Twitter, and then obviously all the handles down there below, and we appreciate all that as well too. Taylorsville, Mississippi, looks like big wedge tornado down there from a minute ago. Seeing some of those. Lots of very large wedge stovepipe style tornadoes today. So very photogenic. So I just hate that already starting to hear about there being some fatalities overnight out west, southwest, and then obviously today down in the heart of Dixie. So definitely thinking about those folks, and we hate that aspect of this for sure. Love covering it, love the science behind it, always been a thing of mine, as the long-timers know, but we always definitely hate that side effect, and never want to talk about it in like gloaty or disappointed or anything like that manner if like we get a bust out of something, because it's just one of those, hey, it was wrong, great, glad it didn't happen, matter of fact. So we'll just learn something from this one and see what we can do to improve things the next time. That's all we can do. So turn that watch off just for a minute so you can kind of see what's going on there, and then I'll pop the categorical outlook up again. I think it should be getting ready to change here in a bit to get updated. So again, that's been the big area for concern. So down here to the south, where that high risk 5 out of 5 area is, then during the last update earlier in the day, Columbia, Murray County, and a significant more portion of Middle and East Tennessee did get put into that moderate 4 out of 5 area. But remember, don't get twisted up on these. That's just the categorical rating system. Nature doesn't care about those lines. Like I said, I've seen high 5 out of 5 stuff just go, completely poofed. And then I've seen major tornadoes show up out here in the slight 2 out of 5. It happens. So, like I said, nature doesn't care. Nature doesn't follow by our rules. So that's what's going on at the moment for Columbia, Muletown. I know lots going on here with all the business with the warning soup, but all of this just translates to just heavy rain. Again, our scales over here, so it starts out at those little low blue greens and then goes up to the yellow reds and then gets heavy with those pinks, purples, and then all the way up to black white once you're looking at hail cores and stuff. But a little lightning left over southern Murray County, maybe around Culleoka, Lewisburg, Cornersville, Linville, Giles County. Heavier stuff crossing the state line right now around Minor Hill, just between Elkmont and Elkton, and then Ardmore, Pulaski down there in that area. So are getting some hail reports off of that storm, ground truth from the public and emergency management, and also seeing some of those emergency management reports of some flooding from Lawrence County. So again, appreciate y'all joining us. Glad you could. I'll turn those back off. That should update. Let's see. Next update is 20 Zulu scheduled now. So let's see. Is it up? Nope, not yet. So running a couple minutes behind on the latest SPC update. So we give them a little grace there. They've been awesome, awesome folks. So. But yeah, basically, for the moment, we're still in that risk of concern, the area of overall favorability. But I think our chances should be going down the farther this line gets away from us, and then we don't see anything else threatening coming up from the south. I think that would definitely bode well. So as long as we don't see anything crazy happening with any of these other storms here, down here in Mississippi or Alabama, I think will be good. So again, Columbia, Murray County, Muletown area right up here. So we're still watching several sets of storms, mainly around here in this area, in that top area around Tupelo. When we get storms from around this area, usually it wants to come through that northeast corner, around Corinth, Iuka, Tupelo, around there, and then they usually make their way this way in that kind of manner. So keep an eye on those. Let me turn. I don't think it'll let me turn off the individual warnings. Yeah, I don't think it'll let me show. Not easily. I can turn them off all individually. It would be a pain. But I'm just going to say, you can still see here, all of the area is still covered under a watch still, pretty much. But they're starting to drop counties off to our west now. So I imagine we will probably be dropped off pretty soon. Under that tornado watch. I see folks asking. So yeah, Kathy, Danny, Stephanie, same question popped up. Yeah, about 4 times. T and Base and whatever. Kelly, yeah. So that's what I was just looking at. So it looks like they're starting to cancel off some of those counties. Let me see if I can pull up the watch status update and see real quick. Let's see. Watch status reports. Yeah, we're still included for now, and that was at 1930 Zulu to 2040 Zulu. So it's got like 32 minutes, I think. Maybe. Or they may reassess in 32 minutes. Looks like that's the last status report they did was when they put out that mesoscale discussion, which we've already shown you all. So we'll have to look and see. So I'll take us back over there to our main Nashville radar view of the things and kind of throw that in motion again just while I'm working here in the background, but still right here with you from the Weather Down in Muletown Weather Studio, live from Sunnyside. So enjoying the broadcast, hope so. We very much hope you are. So remember to like, share, subscribe, and you will get to stay up to date with our latest and the greatest hyperlocal severe weather coverage in general, you name it. So that is what we do. Ask around. We don't advertise. It's all word of mouth and just neighbor helping neighbor kind of thing. So appreciate again all of you joining us. Currently it's 51 degrees, live from Sunnyside, about 10 minutes past the hour, 15:09, so 3:09 for you civvies. Windy today, been about 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts at least, with the weather station recording them here up on the roof, live from Sunnyside. Pressure 29.63 and on the rise a little bit, so that's definitely a bode well sign for the weather to stabilize a little bit. So we shall see. And keep an eye on the radar, but as we were just talking about, if you're just joining us, they're starting to cancel off some counties from the tornado watch, but it looks like Murray still remains in it for now, but I am keeping an eye on those watch status updates from the Storm Prediction Center. Yeah, I don't see a timestamp on that one. So I think it's basically when they put out that mesoscale discussion. So they probably should do another assessment on it within the next 30. So if they don't cancel it by the next 30, it would surprise me, I think, unless they're expecting something else of the stuff down there coming up from Alabama, Mississippi. Oop, it updated something there too. Let me see. Yep. So it was other counties to our southwest. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. I've got it open here on a several different screens as well, just part of the occupational hazard. And we'll keep you updated. Columbia, Murray County area, pretty much most of the heavier stuff is to the east of us now. There may be still kind of this connecting stripe down here from the bottom that wants to come up from the south, but I think it's going to be moving enough northeast that it's going to miss us for the most part and kind of keep sliding off diagonally there to the northeast and stay well to our southeast. So some of the heavier stuff that's down there may slide up this way. We'll swap over real quick to the Columbus Air Force Base radar we got open down here in Mississippi. and show you some of that heavier stuff, but for the most part, I think Columbia should be good. There may be another storm or two that pops up that again could become intense enough to catch a warning, and again just make sure those have got it. But it's still going to be raining, so I mean I'm definitely not saying go back out and finish playing golf, because it's still like raining and lightning and junk. But it's not storming as hard as it was. There's no active warnings on us other than that flood product from a minute ago. So if you need to get out from the safe place, if you've been in a safe place and you're if you've been in the part of Murray County or whatever covered, or Lewis, Bedford, whichever that were under that warning, I would definitely say the Marshall, Bedford, stay put for just a little bit because it's not quite your way, but the Columbia, Murray, Cornersville side of things, probably the strongest parts past y'all now. There's still, again, some heavy stuff down here south of the border that we've got in motion there for you. Let me turn this back off again. It makes it just that a little easier to see. Got the heavier stuff moving up mostly to the northeast. It's trying to get, that's kind of the hard part with it being on the edge here of this and things wanting to fill in, because that affects the storm motion and kind of the way and speed that they're moving. So as that ribbon kind of comes up through here, sometimes you expect it to bow out and you see those high winds, but this kind of can influence that whole pattern by getting out ahead of it and spreading some of that moisture and available kind of wind shear into the well-established pattern of the rest of the line and kind of messing things up. So be keeping an eye on that, because that obviously would be kind of like a mitigating factor and help weaken things. We can probably also swap over to the Huntsville radar for this and get the best southern view that we can. Let me get this to download some data real quick here. Do that later. So there we go. See some of the and this isn't going to look as heavy as it is because this is again the Huntsville high top radar that's looking up higher, so this is looking too high into the sky right now for Columbia, Murray County, so don't freak out about the heavier return there. But we're just kind of looking at this because this is the part that's closer to that radar, and we see those heavier returns probably going to come up through Pulaski, Fayetteville, Giles County, Lewisburg right now. Some decent wind maybe up that direction. Yeah, maybe some decent wind indeed. So it's not as scary looking as that shows with like the little triangle TVS things, but that's definitely kind of where the rubbers meet the road for sure. And some pretty good wind gusts, I would say, through there mixed in. Just fine looking at that ribbon of intense activity. We can take a 3D of that here in just a second, but the stuff heading to Columbia is still going to be probably in that Wayne, Lawrence, Giles County envelope of things sliding up to the northeast. So next stuff is going to probably be this heavier activity showing up from the southwest there off into areas of Lewis, Wayne, kind of Perry County. That is going to slide over this direction next. So that's the plan anyway, I think. So again, still keeping an eye on things, but those are the only warnings. It looks like, yeah, that just got trimmed right there. So Murray County trimmed pretty much all out of it, severe thunderstorm warning. So just down to the half, roughly eastern half of Marshall County and then Bedford County. So definitely the Bedford County, Cheverville folks at the zoo, make sure you're taking care. It looks like it's crossing the county line right now from like Chapel Hill down to Belfast, and it should be headed that way probably within the next 15-20 minutes, if not 30 for sure. All right, we'll put this back in motion for a moment and give y'all a little NOAA while I'm doing some typey things, and I will be right back.
Floor of a building. In Nashville at 3 p.m., a thunderstorm reducing the visibility to 1 mile. The temperature was 58 degrees. Dew point was 55, and the relative humidity was 90%. Winds were northwest at 12 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.55 inches and rising. Around Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, a thunderstorm, 60. Crossville, cloudy, 62. Columbia, Mount Pleasant, fog, 59. Dixon, cloudy, 59. Fayetteville, cloudy, 70. Gallatin, cloudy, 61. Lawrenceburg, fog, 57. At Lebanon, temperature 68 degrees. Livingston, partly sunny, 64. McMinnville, partly sunny, 68. Murfreesboro, cloudy, 68. Portland, fog, 59. Pulaski, fog, 63. Rockwood, cloudy, 59. Shelbyville, partly sunny, 68. Smyrna, a thunderstorm, 63. Springfield, cloudy, 59. Tullahoma, partly sunny, 66. Winchester, sunny, 70. Elsewhere in Tennessee. Chattanooga, cloudy, 74. Jackson, partly sunny, 60. Knoxville, cloudy, 75. Memphis, cloudy, 65. Oak Ridge, cloudy, 60. Tri-Cities, partly sunny, 67. Across the region. Louisville, a thunderstorm, 61. Bowling Green, a thunderstorm, 60. Huntsville, cloudy, 71. Paducah, light rain, 60. Birmingham, cloudy, 78. Atlanta, cloudy, 77. Again, conditions at Nashville, a thunderstorm, 58 degrees. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Culleoka, Hohenwald, and surrounding areas. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Flood watch remains in effect through late tonight. This afternoon, showers. A chance of thunderstorms early, then thunderstorms likely. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall early. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Highs around 70. South winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers with thunderstorms likely in the evening, then a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Locally heavy rainfall possible in the evening. Lows in the upper 40s. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, partly sunny in the morning, then becoming mostly cloudy. A 40% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 50s. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows in the lower 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Highs around 60. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows around 50. Wednesday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then partly sunny with a chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 60s. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. A chance of showers in the evening, then a slight chance of rain and snow showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 30s. Chance of precipitation 50%. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the mid-50s. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-30s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Tornado watch number 47 remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Lincoln, Marshall, Maury, and Williamson. Remember, a tornado watch means
All right, something else coming out here, folks. So we'll see what that is. May not be for our area, but we'll pay attention just in case.
Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Moore County in Middle
Yep, not going to be Moore and Lincoln. Yep. So that just popped up there. Severe thunderstorm.
3:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Severe thunderstorm near Fayetteville, moving northeast 35 miles an hour, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Possibly quarter size tail, nickel size tail ish. So not bad. All right, so again, still here with y'all. Just wanted to let y'all know what was going on with that one. Probably won't repost it because it's a little bit outside our contiguous county range, but definitely wanted to let y'all know if you got any Lincoln County folks, Moore County, Jack Daniels folks, definitely keep that eye out. Mainly the concern looks like it's up there near the north side of Shelbyville, near Bear Buckle and Rover, Christiana, Beech Grove, like around that area. So see that rotation signature a little bit there where those winds are meeting, and it does look like it is getting a little bit. Maybe let's recalibrate. Yep, there's a tornado warning. So yep, just looking at that, just saying that looks like that may be getting a little bit of rotation there. Boom, there's that tornado warning. So that is for Bedford County, Shelbyville, Zoo folks, Murfreesboro. That's going to put you in the path of that, Miss Kathy. So yeah, that is showing up a hot spot now with that tornado vortex indicator. So that may be a little something to that, trying to catch. Yep, seeing that as well on our rotation algorithm, but I don't see anything to indicate already a tornado confirmed or on the ground with the correlation coefficient there, but there's definitely a little something to that bump right there, that little knob that shows up. You see kind of the yellow and green trying to come back into this. That can definitely be indicative of rotation, and it looks like there probably is a little bit of conflict there in the wind. So 55 away, and then another 20, 30 towards the radar there. So there's a little bit of circulation trying to form there in that little sawtooth edge, that little Popeye arm we call them there. In Bedford County, Rutherford County. So overall, Christiana, Rover, right there on top of you. Christiana headed your way. Overall, Murfreesboro, you need to be making sure you're keeping an eye on this as well. It looks like they expanded that a little bit based on the speed, so definitely keep an eye on that. That's the only active warning kind of that we've got anywhere, any active exciting stuff. So we're going to stick on this for just a second. Columbia, Tennessee, Murray County area, we're back here in the back. We're good. So let me take my little sign down. Sorry about that. There we go, y'all. Back with you here, Captain at the helm, live from the weather down in Muletown studio in Sunnyside. Yep, still showing that little hot spot for sure there. So coming up on Christiana, again, I think Murfreesboro, this may pass to the south of you, but it's going to be close because it's kind of got that again, that little northwest movement to it as well. But keep an eye on that, showing the hail algorithm as well popping up. So let's have a look at this one in 3D. See that section of the line right there, your orientation north, south, east, west. Again, we're used to looking at the radar like this, but we have our ability here at WeatherDown in Muletown to look at that in 3 dimensions for you. See maybe a little heavy rain, hail core there, possibly, but definitely some heavy winds and showing some possible rotation there as well. So we take that full screen there and have a look at it so you can see everything going down. Kind of that line of storms roll into the area there. We can actually zoom it out too and get like a bigger slice. You can kind of watch this interact with the area. So you see it coming in there. You imagine we usually see everything from this view. You see the storms rolling in, heavy storms like that big old wave coming through right there. Again, possibly some heavier stuff there in the middle, and then lots of lightning also coming down with most of these storm systems as well. So again, that's kind of what we're dealing with there. We look at that wind information, see again pretty big wall of the just base velocity wind there, what we're looking at, and then we can have a look at our storm relative, and you can see kind of that updraft thing that we were talking about earlier with the hail, how it rolls kind of like a trash can rolling down a hill. You can see that wind tilted a little bit there from that surface-based lift maybe, and you can again kind of see that, and that's where you kind of get those tails that want to follow down from those thunderstorms, and you see them kind of sucking up moisture. That's exactly what that looks like, and we're able to visualize this here with our software, whether down in Muletown, and then it also sets off our rotation algorithm a little bit there. You can kind of see that hot spot and that blue tube floating right there, and definitely seeing that show up with that. So keeping an eye on that storm for our friends there in Rutherford County, Bedford County, but it is a little bit out of our coverage area. But again, only interesting thing going on at the moment right now too. So bell buckle, trying to maybe get a little bit of something going on there too. So watch out that section of the line. This thing may fire up once it gets just past us, because they did, SPC did expand, trying to say too many things at once, that risk area out a little bit towards the northeast when they did, with the moderate. See there, you kind of see it updated a little bit. Columbia's shaved down now in that latest update that just came out of the SPC Day 1 Outlook, and it's expanded more towards this northward, eastward bubble. So may see some of that storm expansion in this area if we have not yet. So if you're listening to me from Middle Tennessee, somewhere in that eastern section near like Rutherford, Woodbury, Smithville, Cookville, Livingston, McMinnville, Manchester, Winchester, it hasn't made it to you yet, and it still looks like it still could be trying to do some things because we have this new tornado warning here. So let's update that and have a look. And yeah, it's still showing that fairly decent little rotational couplet. The couplet's not as bright, not as much of a hot spot as it was there a second ago, but still showing some conflict there in the winds and some of that broad rotation for sure. They're right over Christiana, so looks like right down Highway 231 in Christiana, crossing that now. Christiana Fosterville Road, not quite to I-24 or State Route 2, but under that tornado warning there. Murfreesboro, not quite to you yet. It's looking like it may track just to your southeast. So keep an eye on that, though.
www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in
Nashville so it looks like one of our friends, Bobby Boyd, NWS legend from Nashville, retired, was just looking at that as well too, showing 30% spin up probabilities with his StormNet AI model that he's using.
Western Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County
See.
in Middle Tennessee.
So it looks like a
45 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Swiftwater rescue in progress in White House, Tennessee. So up here, neighborhood roads near Pinson Lane are impassable. So yep, got roadways blocked up there. It looks like already Old Gallatin Road in Portland. Thinking about our Sumner emergency management folks too that we met the other day at SWAD. Thinking about y'all at the moment.
Radar. Impact. Flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas.
Hope y'all are all doing well.
As well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Franklin, Columbia, Dixon, Centerville, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernia, Spring Hill.
All right, looks like SPC put out a new mesoscale discussion a minute ago. Did I miss it? Nope, not for us. Okay.
Fairview, Antioch, and Eagleville. Turn around. Don't drown.
All right, let's see if there's any major changes in the SPC outlook.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood
warning.
Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee. Southwestern Marshall County.
Yep, so over northern Alabama and southern Tennessee, widespread convection has resulted in a messy storm mode embedded supercell structures. Strong meso low, 994 millibar will continue northeast along the Mississippi River Valley, supporting impressive low-level shear, despite the less favorable thermodynamics. Okay, so tornadoes, some strong and numerous damaging wind gusts are possible with the embedded supercells. Boeing segments as a more linear storm mode should begin to emerge throughout this evening. Okay, so yeah, basically turning into a line. Still got some embedded super supers and some things like this, or some embedded circulations, but should turn more into a linear mode. That's what it's saying there on the SPC Outlook updates. I'll probably post that because it's still got us technically in the 10% tornado and hatched. We're almost in the 45% plus hatched, so 55% on the significant wind, and then 15 in the hail. So I'll go ahead and post these real quick. Just again, due diligence for that update for my visual folks. So that'll be going on the page in just a moment. With that translated parts of the update text.
Up to 40 miles per hour. Where portions of north central, northeast.
So again, areas 2, I'll turn that, yeah, we've got it on there, and I'll back that out so you can kind of see what's going on. Areas to our south still under that 5 out of 5 high risk, but a significant portion of Middle Tennessee and still technically Columbia for a while. I think where most of our threats passed. Still could see some embedded circulation, so we'll be keeping an eye on things. There are still some warnings back in the portion of Mississippi where we would expect our storms to come from, but it should stabilize out as things go as well too, so that's helping us out in the long run.
10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour.
But like I said, posting that
When until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Impacts. Gusty ones will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. At 3:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 13 miles south of Nolensville to near Petersburg, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Christiana, Bell Buckle, Rouse, Fosterville, Chapel Hill, Rover, Belfast, Eagleville, Season, Rockvale, Shelbyville, Normandy, Farmington, Unionville, Wartrace, Lewisburg, and Murfreesboro. This includes the following highways: Interstate 24 between mile markers 85 and 97. Interstate 840 between mile markers 44 and 51. A tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Middle Tennessee. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Moore County in Middle Tennessee, Lincoln County in Middle Tennessee.
All right, again, getting that update now posted. Again, I've been going through and kind of reformatting some of these, using some AI stuff. Let me know how you like that. It's taking part of the language from the overall Outlook, just to maintain a little bit of, like, you know, the seriousness of what's going on in their region. So don't think it's all Middle Tennessee. I'm having it go in and like highlight the areas, translate some of the weather speak stuff so I don't have to when it's busier, and focusing on pulling some of the stuff and rearranging it for specifically to Tennessee Valley, Middle Tennessee, Southern, our area there. So that is up. Looks like another something coming across the wire though now. 1 second. See what that is.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for Moore County in Middle Tennessee.
Moore County.
Northeastern Lincoln County in Middle Tennessee.
Northeastern Lincoln. So yeah, going to be probably this little hooky part right there. I bet we'll wait for it to pop up and update. It should just a second. Yep, it's going to be right in there, right around the Lynchburg. Yep, there it is. Jack Daniels Lynchburg Distillery. So we get the storm motion from there. Look at it. See it right there, around 55 Lynchburg or so. Rotation up with our Christiana Rutherford County storm. Looks like it's just crossed over 24. It's between 24 and 70 south. Call it roughly like Mount Taylor Road, US 41, and US 70 south. So right around there in that area. yeah, we'll have another 3D slice of it and have a look at both of these storms. So again, this is southeast of Murfreesboro. I'll get a bigger slice than that. There we go. Have a look at that edge of the storm. Have a look at the wind. And you can see kind of how we get those nice, nifty shelf-looking roll clouds that people send us pictures of. There it is. So that's how it is. And you can see some of those winds, though, starting to force down. Some of those higher colored winds there starting to force down to this the ground with some of these heavier storms. And that's what we don't want to see with some of these. But again, that's base winds, and you see those storm relative winds again, that kind of rolling looking updraft part there that we can start to see that can start to mix there right at the ground and potentially cause those large hail events, and then that rotation that can easily tilt and come down to the ground. So don't see anything just overly concerning there as far as radar confirming a tornado, but definitely enough concern there from the velocity signatures to merit that additional concern, because I mean I can see it rotating there for sure, and there may be like a decent like lowering structure there as far as like maybe like a wall cloud as well too, but it looks again nothing that I can just radar confirm right off the top of things. So let's have a look at Lynchburg, Moore County. Probably need to do that from the Huntsville site. Let's have a look. We'll swap it over to that real quick. So Huntsville radar now, looking at Lynchburg, Moore County. So right around in there. See now expanding that severe thunderstorm warning now for Manchester, the rest of Bedford County, Wartrace, Normandy, McMinnville going that direction now for this. So National Weather Service getting out ahead of that. You see this bowing out. That's indicative of that high wind. So it looks like it is going to wait to get to the other side of us here and decide to puff up a little bit. So again, when we see those kind of like sawtooth looking edges coming down the line there, I turned off the smoothing a little bit. Your picture just didn't get worse or pixelated or anything. I did that. So you see kind of those little edges there. When we start to see that, that is indicative of those little crooks and notches with the embedded circulation and wind. So always want to keep an eye on those whenever those are occurring. So let's have a look at this side by side real quick, and you can definitely see some of these little hot spots around here, and where that green and red touches, it's definitely showing some conflict with the winds there. We'll have a look at our 3D. Again, see that line of storms approaching Lynchburg, Moore County, and then looking at the wind, again, pretty shelf cloud looking kind of set up there, but where we see that yellow and red and green mix in there. So we got wind moving one direction across the top here, those lower level winds diving under, and those heavier winds kind of coming down again from the upper atmosphere. When those start to mix there with that red and green and yellow next to each other and those hotter colors, that's where we run into that for sure. So looks like it was showing a hotter rotation signature with our NROT value up towards, what was that? Oh yeah, it's showing like a big stripe right here on this whole section of line. So it's looking higher up in the atmosphere, obviously, once we get over here to this far into Middle Tennessee with the Huntsville radar. But that's kind of an example of what that, like, this isn't a derecho, but like that extreme rolling trash can down a hill type thing looks like when it's high up in the atmosphere, and those winds can get in that kind of cylindrical roll pattern and roll along the ground like that. It can actually be pretty scary, just as scary as a tornado for sure. Some of those winds can be similar values once you get into like a derecho or something happening like that. But again, not what I'm saying here at all. So see, we look at that same value though, and it does look fairly high even with the national radar. So we can have a look at that section of the line again. Let me see if they've canceled our... Nope, still showing in the tornado watch. So I'm turning that off for a moment just to get us a little bit clearer review. But yeah, with our rotation algorithm, you can kind of see that horizontal updraft like we were talking about earlier with making the hail, and you get that horizontal circulation to where if it's strong enough, it can get tilted into a vertical circulation and become that tornado. But this is how those like derecho events, extreme large hail and wind events work. So we have that wind that's always rolling and tilting up there, thousands of feet in the air, but then at times it's able to get pretty strong and then reach the ground or become tilted and form that updraft and tornado. So this is what it's showing us there. So again, kind of looking at the winds there, 60, 70 miles an hour here in the blue, 30, 40 miles an hour the other direction in the reds, and that's where we run into those issues. So let's have a look at that again in our 3D slice. That'll be probably pretty wicked to look at, I imagine, because it's fairly close enough to the national radar to this should be accurate-ish. But it is kind of right between, the southern end is right between those two. So yeah, you can see those yellows and blues kind of reaching up in there, those high cloud tops, 30,000 feet up there, somewhere thereabouts, right over Murfreesboro. So again, this is normally, I know how we're used to looking at the radar, but this is the unique way that we're able to show you here at WeatherDown in Muletown. So we normally see it coming like this. You see those big old storm clouds roll in generally like this on the horizon, and we're able to show you that view. And you can see again, there's that wind that's pushing those clouds. You normally can imagine that's kind of how those clouds look. And then we can go in here and see those winds kind of rolling along the tops of this storm front. And when we pull in our storm relative velocity, definitely those higher blues there for certain, showing some of that wind potential. Again, we kind of related it back to our horizontal rolling motion there of the updraft potential and the things that go along with that. So definitely a rich environment for those things, it seems like, through parts of Middle Tennessee, though luckily it seems like we have dodged the bullets for the most part on this one, but we're going to still be vigilant for a little bit longer just to make sure that all these other storms coming up here that may have a little of the heavier activity to them are all behaving as they make their way up from Mississippi and Alabama. But farther to the south, still several strings of tornado warned storms down there to the south. Some confirmed tornadoes on the ground right there. The PDS tornado, again, the worst of the worst, kind of down here at the very bottom in Mississippi now. But not the stuff that's heading this way. We're watching more of a different area for that stuff. But again, appreciate you joining us here, WeatherDown in Muletown. Been an eventful weather day, kind of like we thought it would be. And again, that's why we always say stick with us. We've been talking about this for probably a better part of a week or almost, staying on top of things to keep you updated with the latest and the greatest. So again, appreciate everybody joining us, liking, following, all that fun stuff. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcasts. Remember to check back with us because we are always here, always ready. That is literally our motto. Semper adest, semper paratus. So always there, always ready for Murray County because we live here too. That is kind of our mantra, if you will. So models look like they're calming down a little bit. There may be some heavier activity. It's suggesting maybe on the backside of this about like 8, 9 or so. But it's calmed way down. And again, maybe some more, I don't want to say storms. It may be like some rumble of thunder or two here and there. But the overnight hours between like 2, 4 or so. And maybe some showers again as late as daylight on some of these 48-hour runs of the HRRR model I'm looking at. And I'll post that too, by the way, as we speak. But looks like the majority of it should be mostly finito, done with it, forget about it, stick a fork in it. So as long as we don't catch anything crazy down here from the south, again, like we were talking about a moment ago, I think we'll be okay. Some of those storms down towards Iuka, Boonville, Baldwin, Red Bay, some of the northeastern corner of Mississippi are a little stronger, heavier, but so far they're all mostly look like they're cooperating as well as far as under severe limits. So Gonna take a break again here real quick. Get up, can't feel my butt, that sort of thing. So be still here right with you at the weather desk or not far from it. As always, we're still technically under that severe thunderstorm watch. I think I need to double check the watch status again because I haven't in the last couple of minutes. But we should be getting close to the point where we are no longer in that tornado watch, or should not be anyway. So we looked at did we get removed? Hey, I think we did get removed. Hold on, so let me pop that on real quick. So I'll turn off the radar, pop the watch information back on, let it update. So I think we might have gotten removed. I don't see us. Nope, making Marshall more. Yep. So I think it removed us. So I'll just let this update for just a second and see. But I'm pretty sure it dropped us from, because this is watch status 3. Yeah, pretty sure it did. I'm going to triple check and confirm, but it looks like that tornado watch has lapsed for the Muletown, Murray County area. So splendific, terrific news there as far as that goes. So appreciate you riding it out with us and hanging with us. We appreciate hanging out with you. It's always a severe weather party here at Weather Down in Muletown when we have our long duration marathon events. So let's see. Trying to see. Yep, there it is. Event canceled. Here comes another warning, though. I think it's going to be for Alabama. So again, don't get freaked out.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jackson County in northeastern.
Yep. So Alabama stuff, so we won't even worry about that for the moment. But I'm assuming for those of y'all that don't like, or excuse me, that don't have the weather radio, like getting the NOAA and the alerts kind of like as if you did, and had it tuned to, I think I'm on 165, 425. I'm assuming y'all like that. Let me know how you feel about that, yes or no, in the comments. What you feel one way or the other. Because if that's annoying, we can definitely not do that or do that less, because I just try to mainly integrate that into the stream because it's literally sitting here on the desk and all you need is an aux cable to do it. And for the folks that don't have that, and again, just as some filler so I can get up and type and walk and be still sitting here and not have to just say something all the time, because y'all don't want to hear me drone on all the time either. So especially once I've been up too long and I get to that rum dum point talking about like turkey sandwiches like Bernie Shaw from Baghdad. So don't want to get to that point either, just to the rum dum point and just be talking to talk. So helps out there, gives us some instantaneous delivery there, options as far as getting you those severe weather watches, warnings, advisories as soon as they come out, sometimes before. Usually we try to beat the weather radio. That's our goal. So working on some more nifty little tools to where we can do that and make things even quicker, to literally get inside, you know, the heads of the weather service, the chief meteorologists and stuff for all the local national stations, and be able to talk to those folks and see what those folks are saying live at all times. Really good tool there called NWS Chat that we're working on. So okay, looks like they updated the graphics and everything too for the last SPC, so gonna post that on the page. All my visual folks, but we should be drawing down, I think, to the end of our coverage, getting towards probably not too long from not needing to continue our stream. We still do it as for a little while, and we sit here talking and enjoying the weather. Well, some of us are. I know some of y'all are dreading it and have those storm anxieties, and I definitely get that. But I know don't want to take up any of y'all's precious time any more than we have to either. And y'all definitely get the warning fatigue and the storm fatigue and want to go lay down, and I get it. Believe me, I'm right there with you. I'm ready for that other half of that nap I never got to finish. So definitely looking forward to that. So going and updating some of the posts, the latest graphics on the page. So check those out for sure if you haven't already. Just the tail end stuff for the SPC. It's probably the last update I'll post today. Obviously, our severe weather threat is past now, so definitely going to leave y'all alone now and not bombard your feeds as much as we have been just out of necessity over the last couple of days. But overall, think we got a good bullet dodge there, because things were definitely worse south, and we knew they were going to be worse south. But overall, still a pretty rough outbreak across the region, and I think if we can make it out of that with just some wind damage, I think that's a pretty clean getaway from that. So hopefully that's all it is. Again, don't want to ever see anybody get hurt, but just love the science behind all this. That's why we do it. And again, y'all help us out too as well, just by being here, commenting, liking, and sharing, telling us what you're seeing. You see some of these reports coming in right here. So wind report from Bedford County, T-spotter report, power lines, tree on an intersection at Longview Road, Pepper Hill. Same thing right there on 65. Social media relay, photo of a tree snapped in a power pole on Blue Creek Road right there near I-65 in, looks like technically Marshall, but almost Giles County right there, not too far into Tennessee. So again, if you're joining us from the road, definitely be careful if you're out in the Woodbury, Smithville, getting into the eastern part of Middle Tennessee, Manchester, Tullahoma, Mortarman, out there. If you're listening, check that out at Still Springs, Lynchburg, Moore County. Y'all are still seeing some of those areas of that line that may be trying to rotate, at least horizontally for sure, and cause some wind damage, if for nothing else. But there may still be that tornado threat there as well too. So we see NWS got that severe thunderstorm warning out wide and far on this one, just to go ahead and cover that, since these are kind of storm relative winds are moving fast. The storms are kind of seem like they're not moving fast just because of the way they're moving with the storm motion, but they are definitely getting it on in some of these cases. So back that up a little bit and you can kind of just see how the wind has been mixing in, and see these hot spots as they kind of form right there along these lines, along the leading edges. Again, you can just kind of see those triangles popping up where the algorithm's detecting those potential conflicts, and then all up and down basically there through that line. Some heavier spots here and there, but again, the farther out we get from the Hudson radar, this is looking a little too hot in the sky. But right there around Tullahoma, like some of those areas like that, those hot spots, definitely be careful with that if you're in the Tullahoma area right there on the edge of the county lines, for sure. So it's still showing, yeah, pretty decent little ribbon of horizontal, at least, rotation. So let's see, is that updated yet? It still hasn't updated to show us out of the tornado watch, but we are. So anyway, folks, again, just wanted to show you all of those things that are going on there from the south, because this is the Huntsville radar there. But mainly just wanted to pass along those other words. I think, yeah, we're mostly good. We may have some other things come through. You may get a flood product or something like this for the rest of Murray County that's not covered there, central Murray County. But overall, pretty much all around, just some heavy rain. The tornado watch has lapsed now, so we are no longer covered under it. So good news overall there. I know you all are tired. I'm tired right there with you. So definitely appreciate you all joining. It's a labor of love for what we do, and again, we couldn't do it without you all for sure. So appreciate all of that. Again, once we're in the 24-hour coverage, we have folks ask all the time. Donations never necessary, always appreciated. You can find that info on our about page. They're pinned at the top of the post. There's a couple of different options, subscriptions, stuff that you can do to help us out on a regular basis, or nothing. You can send us an angry email or tell us you love us. Whatever you want to do there. So appreciate all of that and all the feedback no matter what. And again, thank you for following the continuing coverage here live from Sunnyside on Weather Down in Muletown, the WDiMT network. Also working on getting a little small type news thing off the ground, maybe doing some multiple topics and multiverse things with that coming up here soon. So lots of irons in the fire. Check us out. Weather Down in Muletown. We will be right back.
Streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, Loretto, Summertown, Ardmore, Cornersville, St. Joseph, Elkton, Minor Hill, Eastridge, Lineville, Good Spring, Leoma, Henryville, Prospect, Francoing, West Point, and Iron City. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Tornado Watch number 47 has been canceled for the following counties in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Marshall, Maury, and Williamson. Tornado Watch number 47 remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Lincoln, Tennessee. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. What? Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? Portions of Alabama, including the following areas: Colbert, Coleman, DeKalb, Franklin, Alabama, Jackson, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, Madison, Marshall, and Morgan, and southern Middle Tennessee, including the following areas: Franklin, Tennessee, Lincoln, and more. When? Through late tonight. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: much of the area has received 1 to 3 inches of rainfall overnight into this morning, and more heavy rainfall from strong to severe thunderstorms is anticipated today into tonight. Rain may be very heavy at times in thunderstorms, especially this afternoon and evening, and increase the risk for flash flooding. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Bedford, Kenham, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fentress, Giles, Grundy, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Maury, Montgomery, Overton, Perry, Pickett, Putnam, Robertson, Rutherford, Smith, Stewart, Sumner, Trousdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson, and Wilson. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: expected rainfall amounts have increased over the last several hours. While most in Middle Tennessee will see 2 to 3 inches, several areas west of I-65 could see 4 to 5 inches, with some seeing upwards of 6 inches by midnight tonight. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for South Central Cheatham County in Middle Tennessee, Southern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, Southeastern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, Northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee, Northern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Western Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1.5 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Franklin, Columbia, Dixon, Centerville, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernie, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Bellmead, Kingston Springs, Thompson Station, Pegram, Burns, Bellevue, Fairview, Antioch and Eagleville. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Giles County in Middle Tennessee, Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Marshall County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, Loretto, Summertown, Ardmore, Cornersville, St. Joseph, Elkton, Minor Hill, Eastridge, Lineville, Good Spring, Leoma, Henryville, Prospect, Francoing, West Point and Iron City. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Wind advisory remains in effect until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. What? South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee. When? Until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jackson County in northeastern Alabama, northern Madison County in north-central Alabama, Moore County in Middle Tennessee, eastern Lincoln County in Middle Tennessee, Franklin County in Middle Tennessee, until 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Lynchburg to 7 miles north of New Market to near Alabama A&M University, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Herdlow, Maxwell, St. Andrews, Harvest, Larkin, Bridgeport, Smithland, Francisco, Timsford Lake, and Beans Creek. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Damaging wind and continuous cloud-to-ground lightning are occurring with these storms. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. A tornado watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time for North Central, Northeastern, and Northwestern Alabama. A tornado watch also remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Middle Tennessee. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for South Central Cheatham County in Middle Tennessee, Southern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, Southeastern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, Northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee, Northern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Western Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1.5 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Franklin, Columbia, Dixon, Centerville, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernie, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Belmead, Kingston Springs, Thompson Station, Pegram, Burns, Bellevue, Fairview, Antioch, and Eagleville. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Giles County in Middle Tennessee, Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Marshall County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, Loretto, Summertown, Ardmore, Cornersville, St. Joseph, Elkton, Minor Hill, Eastridge, Lineville, Good Spring, Leoma, Henryville, Prospect, Francoing, West Point, and Iron City. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Tornado Watch number 47 remains in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Lincoln, Tennessee. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. What? Flash flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? Portions of Alabama, including the following areas: Colbert, Coleman, DeKalb, Franklin, Alabama, Jackson, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, Madison, Marshall and Morgan, and southern Middle Tennessee, including the following areas: Franklin, Tennessee, Lincoln, and more. When? Through late tonight. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: much of the area has received 1 to 3 inches of rainfall overnight into this morning, and more heavy rainfall from strong to severe thunderstorms is anticipated today into tonight. Rain may be very heavy at times in thunderstorms, especially this afternoon and evening, and increase the risk for flash flooding. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be prepared to take action should flash flood warnings be issued. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is Station WF84, located in Lawrence County. The broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Bedford, Kenning, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fentress, Giles, Grundy, Hickman, Houston, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Maury, Montgomery, Overton, Harry, Pickett, Putnam, Robertson, Rutherford, Smith, Stewart, Sumner, Trousdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson and Wilson. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Creeks and streams may rise out of their banks. Flooding may occur in poor drainage and urban areas. Additional details: expected rainfall amounts have increased over the last several hours. While most in Middle Tennessee will see 2 to 3 inches, several areas west of I-65 could see 4 to 5 inches, with some seeing upwards of 6 inches by midnight tonight. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for South Central Cheatham County in Middle Tennessee, Southern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, Southeastern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, Northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee, Northern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Western Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1.5 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Franklin, Columbia, Dixon, Centerville, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernie, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Bellmead, Kingston Springs, Thompson Station, Pegram, Burns, Bellevue, Fairview, Antioch and Eagleville. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Giles County in Middle Tennessee, Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Marshall County in Middle Tennessee, Southwestern Maury County in Middle Tennessee, until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:46 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, Loretto, Summertown, Ardmore, Cornersville, St. Joseph, Elkton, Minor Hill, Eastridge, Lineville, Good Spring, Leoma, Henryville, Prospect, Francoing, West Point and Iron City. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Wind advisory remains in effect until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Where? Portions of north central, northeast, and northwest Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. When? Until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. What? South winds 10 to 20 miles.
All right, sports fans, back here with you at the Weather Down in Muletown Weather Desk, live from Sunnyside. So, been great having you all with us, but again, things are pretty much all the way calmed down, I think, for now. Still some heavy rain out there, but not too much other than that. Still some tornado warnings there towards the eastern side edge of the National Weather Service office in Nashville's coverage area, which is roughly the same kind of region that we focus on here in Middle Tennessee. But things pretty much calming down, keeping an eye on those flood products there. But other than that, Weather Service is canceling off those tornado watch counties there one by one. And as you see, Columbia, Murray County, Middle Tennessee is out of that one, has been for a bit. Got that one posted up on the page for my visual folks. So generally, that concludes our broadcast, and we appreciate all of you joining us here. Again, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you all helping us out with all the tips, reports, and everything throughout the day and throughout the week. Remember to stay here, locked live on the coverage. Going to be a interesting rest of the March, so some active periods possibly coming up in through the rest of the month, so keep an eye out. We'll have the info for you. Remember, you can hear it first here on Weather Down in Muletown. Semper Adest, Semper Paratus. Always here, always ready. Appreciate y'all joining us. Stay safe.